change this to existing categories, and then we will have a table where you can click the name or you can click edit or delete button. So let me go first to categories. So let's open category page. Let's see, categories page. Yes, and now let's see for the label saying, where is it? Edit category. Let's change it to existing categories. Existing categories. Yes, and yeah, here we have existing categories. And now maybe we can do something like a table out of it, or let's do maybe rows, but we will have an edit and delete button on the right side. So here we have a button. Let's change this to a div. So now we have divs. We need to have some extra class names here. Let's do background of gray 100. Let's see how this will look like. Yeah, I think it looks fine. I'm going to remove this cursor pointer from this. And so those are not clickable anymore. Let me refresh, let's see, but yeah, they are clickable because they have this on click, but we'll move it in a second. Here we can have this category name, and I'm going to move this on click to this span. So let's move it here, and now if I just click the row, nothing happens, but if I click the name, it moves here, so I can edit this. All right, so now we can do something like this. I'm going to add here cursor pointer. So let's see, here we have the span. Let's add the class names here. So let's do a class name, and let's add underline. No, on hover we will have underline, but I want to also have cursor of type pointer. Let's see. Yeah, so I can hover and I can click on them to edit here. And now on the right side, I want to have like two buttons, edit and delete. So here we have first the span, then let's add two buttons, button of type button. The first one will be edit, and the second will be delete button here, delete. So now we have something like this. I don't like that those take so much space, so I will put those two into a div like this. Now let's see. Now it looks like this. For this div here, I'm going to put, well, we have flex here, but well, let's see. First, I'm going to change this span maybe to a div, to a div, and I'm going to add grow here, so it will grow to as much of space as possible. All right, and now for those two buttons, I want to add some space for those two. And so here on this one, I'm going to add the flex and gap of 1, and now they are next to each other, and so that is much better. And now if I click edit, I want to edit, and if I click delete, I want to delete it. I think I will remove this when I click on the name. It will edit, and instead I'm going to move it only to the edit button. So let me grab this on click. I'm going to cut it from here, and let me just reformat this. The name will be only here, and this edit will go like this, and here we are going to add our on click. So now I need to also remove those underlines on hover. Let's remove underlines and cursor pointer from this name, and now if I click edit, we can edit here. All right, now what else is I can edit those, but I also want to be able to delete those. So let's see, we have this button type button, but I want to add something like delete. So let's do here on click, and this will be a database request, right? So we need to have a function that will be handle delete button. So maybe here, let's do a function handle delete click, and for a specific category, we want to know what is this category ID. And let's try to do this, and here inside I will just for now only do console log of this ID. Now down here, let's do on click. I'm going to do handle delete click, and let's see, we need to have ID, so let's do category dot underscore ID. And now let's see, if I do inspect here, let's do console. We have some errors here, but we'll fix it later. Delete, and I see the ID. All right. So now let's see, let's send a request to our API. So let's do not Axios, sorry, fetch, and it will go to /API/ I think it will be delete, not delete, /API/ categories. And now here, let's do method will be delete. And I think that's all here. I'm going also to add the here underscore ID equals, and now let's add this underscore ID. So this time we are going to add this to a query. Let's add a wait here and async here. And well, after it's done, what do we want to do? Well, maybe we want to also add the React toast here. So let's see. I'm going to add, let's just call it promise equals new promise resolve reject arrow function, and let's put this thing inside, and I need to add async here. Const equals const response equals this, and now if response is okay, then we are doing resolve. Otherwise, else we will do reject. All right, so we have our promise. Now let's do toast promise. Let's put our promise here, and here let's do loading will be deleting ... and then if success it will say deleted, and then if error it will say just error. Yeah, and we need to add a wait here. And what else? We also need to do we need to refresh. So maybe even here before we need to fetch all the categories once again. So we just run this fetch categories. So let's do fetch categories, and this should do the trick. But this should run after promise is complete. So maybe let's put it here, fetch categories. Right, now let's see, we don't have delete handled for this /API/ categories. So let's fix it. Let's go to /API/ categories. And here we need to do export async function delete. And now let's first connect to the database, and then I need to get our query. So I think we need to use request here. So let's do request query, and I don't know how it looks like. So let's do just console log on this, and let's return response JSON of true. So we will see how it looks like inside our console here. So if I click delete here, it says undefined. So this looks like it's undefined. Let's see if we can do like this as a function. Let's see, delete, and no, we get an error, a query. We get an error. Request query is not a function. Let's check for something called search params. All right, let's scroll to the bottom. If I click delete, it's undefined. Let's search, then let's check for just request search. If I click here, still undefined. Maybe if I do like this, delete, no, still undefined. I think it's inside request URL and then search params. Let's see like this. If I click delete, undefined. But if we just do URL, then if I click delete, and then we have something. Okay, then let's do something like this. Const URL equals new URL, and let's do request URL. URL like this. And now I can do something like this. Because URL is an object now, I can do search params, and let's see how this will look like. Delete, and as you can see, we have URL search params object with this ID. So we can probably do something like this: const ID equals URL dot search params dot get and underscore ID. And now let's try to console log only this underscore ID to see if it works. Let's delete this one. Yeah, and our underscore ID is displayed. So now we want to just delete a category of this underscore ID. So let's do delete one by this underscore ID, and let's add the weight here, and I think that should be it. So let me see, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Let's try to delete test4 underscore 2. I will first refresh just to be sure that everything works here. Delete. Let's delete test4 underscore 2. Delete. Oh, and it's deleted, so it worked. If I refresh, yeah, everything seems to work. We have some warnings here, but I'm going to fix them later. Let's go back to categories page, and I want to fix some styling to make those labels in the middle. So let's see. Here I'm going to do items center. And now let's see. Yeah, now those are centered. So that is nice. Right, so now we can edit and delete categories. Maybe here it would be nice. So if you edit a category, so for example this one, actually you don't want to edit. Instead you would like to create a new one. So instead of clicking on this categories page, or you actually need to go to first profile and then categories to have a form for creating a new category, we will have a button somewhere here, cancel editing. So let me scroll up a little bit, and let's see. Here we have this form, and let's see, here we have this button. Maybe I will do another button here that will say cancel. Yes, and to make those next to each other, I will add a gap of 1 with flex, maybe gap 2. Let's see. Yeah, I think this will work. So here we have this cancel button, and I'm going just to add a simple on click. The only thing we need to change here is set edited category to null. Yeah, so let's click this one. Whoops, it didn't work as I wanted because we forgot to add type of button, and we actually submitted the form instead. So let's do this, on click this, and let's put cancel here. Yeah, so let me refresh, and let's see, let's edit this test 321 edit. Let's do a cancel, and it worked. It canceled, but we still have this old name here. So I'm going to put this into an arrow function with those with extra stuff inside. So let's do like let's see, let's do like this. Let's put this here, and let's also reset this set category name to empty string. So now let me refresh. If I want to edit this one, we have update category test 321, and here we have the name, so we can change it. But if I do click cancel, it disappeared, and we can add a new one. Let's add a new one, test 5. Create. It's created here. Let's edit, and let's do test 5 updated. Let's hit update, and we have it test 5 updated here. So this works. We can edit, delete categories. Now let's go to menu items, and here we have, let's go to pizza one with this MacBook image, and here I would like to have a button to be able to delete a menu item. First, let's go to API menu, menu items route, and I'm going to prepare a route for delete. So let's do async function delete, and I'm going to essentially do the same that we did for categories. So I'm going to copy all of it, but we are not going to delete a category, and instead we are going to delete a menu item. So that's the only thing that I changed here. All right, so now let's go to our page for menu item. So let's go to menu item page. I want to go to the edit page. So let's see, here's the edit page, menu item edit page. And as you can see, we are using a form here. Under this form, I'm going to add a button that will be delete this menu item. So here we have, it's super large, and with this div I'm going to add max width of medium. Let's do MX auto so it will be centered, so margin top of 4, so we will have some spacing, and well, actually I would like this to start here and end here, but never mind, we can fix it another way. I would like this to take only or maybe we can have it this big, I don't really know. Now I want this one to be smaller, so inside this div let's add another div that will have some border, and let's put this button instead. For this one I'm going to make it max width of extra small and margin left of auto. Now let's see, now it's this big, and to make it even smaller I will add more padding left of 4. Now let's see, yeah, now those are identical. So let's remove this border, and we can change this one to be XS, and let's do ML auto, margin top of 4, padding left of 4, and we don't need this one, and we need only one div. Well, no, actually not, because first it needs to be centered, so let's put this div back, and here MX auto, yes, and we don't need padding left of 4 here. We only need to have let's see, here we should have medium. Let's do medium, and now it's correct. So we actually need 2 divs. All right, so we have this delete menu item here, and when I click this one I want to do almost the same thing that we do with categories. So let's add the function delete handle delete click, and I only need my ID here. Or actually I don't need ID because I have it here. Here is the ID. So I don't need this param here. I just need to do a fetch request to slash API slash here we have menu items, and the method will be delete, and what else do we need here? I think that's it. I'm going to add async here, and well, we can do like this. We need to add our underscore ID, and it's inside the ID. Now I'm going to add this, put it as a promise. So let's do promise equals new promise, and let's put this inside here, and let's see, let's add a wait here. Let's do const response equals this, and now let's do if response okay, then we will do resolve. Otherwise else we will do reject, and this should work. We have our promise. Let's do toast promise, and let's put our promise here, and then we will add the loading. It will say deleting ... and if success it will say deleted, and if error it will say error. Yeah, we need to add a wait here, and what else? After deleting we want to redirect, so let's set this redirect to items to true, maybe here. All right, so pizza one updated. Let's try to delete this one, delete this menu item. If I click on this one, nothing happened. It's because we don't use this function yet. Let's scroll to the button, let's put this text here, this here, and let's add on click, and let's put this function like this. Let me refresh, and now if I click delete this menu item, error, something didn't work. Let's see, network. Let's see what went wrong. Menu items. Okay, I'm putting ID like this without doing ID equals. Okay, and now it should work. Let's delete this menu item. Still an error. Let's see what's the problem. Let's see. Request is not defined. All right, let's go to our menu items route. Okay, I forgot about putting request here. Now delete, deleted, and now pizza 1 is not visible here. All right, so this worked. We have only pizza 2 and pizza 3 here, so that is nice. And so we can now edit and delete both categories and menu items. Maybe I will put like real pizzas here. We will fix it in a moment. But the next part will be actually so we can have users and admins inside our users page, right? So I think this is the next thing we are going to do. Before we will go into users, there's one small thing I would like to fix. As you can see, if we click on this delete button, it will delete this category. And same if we click this, it will delete this menu item. I think it would be nice to have some kind of confirmation, not if you just accidentally click this one. So in other of my projects, I'm doing like Sweet Alert confirmation pop-ups, and we can do this here as well. But I think we can have something else here. We can implement something else. So I think that in this project, I'm going to implement a confirmation button without using any third-party library. So we have a delete button both here and on categories, and I'm going to create a component for this. So let's see. Inside components, we have icons, layout, menu. Maybe I will do here inside components, I will do delete button.js, and let's do export default function, delete button, and inside I want to have properties like label for the delete button. What else do I want to have? Let's maybe first do this delete button. So let's go to the menu items route, and not menu items route. Let's go to menu editing page for menu item. So we have this delete this menu item, and I'm going to just copy this button. It's just a regular button, so let's go to our delete button. Let's put a button here, button like this. Let's do type of a button just in case, and here let's put a label. Now let's use this one also. We will need also like on confirm, or maybe let's do on delete. Okay, and then we will not do this yet. We will not use on delete yet, but we will have it. Let's go back to this page where we have this edit page for the menu item. If I go here and here, I have this button here. Instead of having this button, I'm going to use my delete button, and let's add label to be this. So let's put label like this, and let's also, we don't need a closing tag here, we can just put it like this. And handle delete click, we want to pass it as well, and I'm going to pass it as on delete handle delete click. Okay, and now we have this button here. Yeah, it looks fine. Maybe we can delete the, let's see, margin top from 4 to 2. Yeah, let's go to the delete button. As you know, now if I click, nothing should happen, because as you can see, this on delete is not implemented here. We have just a button with a label, no on click property on this one. So what I want to do first is when you click this button, it will show a confirmation. So we need to have a state for this. Show confirmation. I don't know if it should be show confirm, maybe show confirm, and set show confirm equals variables use state, and from React default will be false. And when you click on this one, on click, it will just run an arrow function doing set show confirm to true. And now if show confirm, instead of this button, we will return here a div, and that will be type of flex. So let's do flex here, and let's do gap of 2, and we will have here two buttons, button of type button. Let's do 2, and the first one will be cancel, cancel, and the second one will be yes delete. And I'm going to add a class name here of primary, so it will be reddish. So now let's see, if I click this one, you can see we have two buttons, cancel and yes delete. If you, let's put this cancel text here, let's add on click. If you click cancel, we are going to do set show confirm to false. So if I click on this one, we go back to this. But if I click yes delete, which should be red, let's see why it's not. Let's go to globals, and we have a button. It should have a submit. Let's also do the same. That button with class name primary will be also red. Yes. And this should work. Maybe it would be nice to have some kind of text above here. So I'm going to put another div. Let's put this here inside, but here I'm going to add an, I don't know, h4, do you, or let's do div, do you, or maybe are you sure, something like this. Are you sure you want to delete, question mark, and let's add some margin top of 1 here, and yeah, now we have something like this. Delete, are you sure you want to delete? Yes delete or cancel. Now this delete, yes delete doesn't do anything. We need to add on click for this one. So let's fix type here, class name here, and here let's do on click, and let's add our on delete, as you can see. So let's put on delete here, and let's maybe not try here yet, but instead let's do the same for categories. We have this delete. Let's go to categories page, and where's our delete button? Delete here. Instead of this button, I'm going to use a delete button, yes, and our label will be delete, or maybe we can put it as a string like this, delete. And on delete, I want to run this handle delete something, handle delete click, but we need our underscore ID. So to fix it, I'm going to add arrow function here, and here I'm going to put my category underscore ID. Now let's see, maybe I will reformat this like this, and this will go here. If I click here, whoops, well, it doesn't look that good because we don't have enough space here. So how can I fix it? We can make it on the top of the screen maybe. So let me go back to this delete button, and instead of putting this in place as we have it now, let's do something like this. We will have this first div will be our pop-up in the middle of the screen. So let's do class name, and let's do position fixed, and let's do maybe, I don't know, top 0 or something like this. Yeah, so now it's here. Let's now do let's do fix top 0 left 0. Okay, so now it should be top left corner. Yes. Let's add some background of let's do background of, I don't know, white. Let's add some padding of 4 and rounded the corners of medium or maybe large. So now we have a white box here, but well, let's see, instead of having it here, I want this to be centered. So I'm going to put a div another div and with some class names, and it will be parent for this white box. And here in this div, I'm going to put flex and items center. Let's see, didn't do anything, but if we add height of full and we will make it absolute and inset 0 like this. Let's see, still nothing. Let me inspect this one. So this takes all of the space, and this one is here. We can just remove this fixed, and now we have this in the middle, our box, but we need to add justify center as well. So now it's in the middle, and if we add, maybe let's change this to fixed, and we can also add some background of black 50%. So now we have something like this, and this should work, but let's change this to maybe 90% or maybe 80. Yeah, this looks fine. Maybe I want also to here, yes, delete. Let's add here no breaking space, so it will be in one line. I think this works fine. Now we can hit cancel, delete cancel, and let's see on the menu items. I think it should be the same way. Delete cancel, delete cancel. Yeah, it works fine. Let's see here, delete cancel. Let's delete one category, maybe this one, test, just test. We have two test categories. Yes, deleted, but we still see this pop-up, so that is not good. Let's see, when you click yes, delete, we should run this function that is provided as a property, but we should also close this pop-up. So let's do arrow function like this. Let's run on delete, but let's also do set show confirm to false. Yes, and let's maybe put this into separate lines like this, so it will be easier to follow. Now we have another test category here, test without any number. Let's try to delete this one. Yeah, everything worked. So now we have a nice pop-ups. Let me maybe create a menu item with test 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's save this one. It doesn't have an image. Let's delete this one. Delete, yes, delete, deleted, and everything works nice. The next thing, before we'll go to users, we actually need to fix one more thing, and this is category for menu items. So this is what I'm going to fix next. So now let's fix that we can do select categories on inside this form. So we have it inside menu item form, and we just need to put a category here, right? So let's see. We have name, description, price, and we need to put category somewhere, maybe between price and description. Here we have description. Here let's also put label for our category, and here let's put a select for our categories, right? So we need to have a list of all possible categories. Let's go up here and let's add just a use effect to fetch all of the categories. Arrow function here and no dependencies, and we can just do fetch on API categories to fetch all of the categories because we already have this endpoint. Let's do then, and with the response we need to do response JSON, and then with this JSON that we get, it's actually just categories. Let's put cats, maybe not categories. And with these categories, we want to save them somewhere inside our state here. So let's do const, and let's do categories and set categories. And here the default will be actually first empty array. All right, so we have categories. Let's put them to our state, set categories, and let's do categories from our JSON here, response from the database. Now let's see, we have category here, select, but it doesn't work yet. Let's go here to our select. Where is it? Here we have select, but we don't have any options. Let's do something like this. If categories dot question mark dot length is bigger than 0, then let's do categories map, and for each category let's do parentheses, and let's put an option that will be like this. Category name here, and when it comes to value, I want only category ID here. So now we have something like this, as you can see, but I want to style our select. So let's go to our globals, and here we have 4 buttons. Here we have 4 inputs. So let me add here select as well. So now we have something like this, test2, and so on. Now, when I save it, let's go to menu item form. Well, before I will save it, there is no state for the selected category, right? So let's have it maybe here, const category and set category. And let's say it will be also as passed like this from the menu item, if we have any, right? And so we have it. Now let's scroll back to our select. Let's put the value will be category, and on change we will have event, and let's do set category and event target value as always. Right, so now let's see. Can I change the categories? Yes, I can. And now let's see how it's being saved. So when we save something, we just do this on submit, and we send all of the information. Let's just add category here to all of the information from the form. And now we need to go to our API for categories route, and here for both put and post. Let's see, we just send for post here, this is for categories. I want to have for menu items, menu item API route. That's menu item route like this. Here we are sending all of the data like this, and I want to, we send all of the data. So let's go to menu item model, and let's just add the category here. So maybe here after description, let's add category. And category, you may think it will be a string here, but actually it's an ID, right? We are sending an ID. So let's do something like this. Let's grab Mongoose and the types, and let's do object ID, right? This should do the work. And now let's see if this will be saved. So let's go to menu items. Let's go to pizza2, and category, let's pick test5. Let's save this one. Let's go back here. Now it didn't work. Let's see why. I will go to the database. Let's go to menu items, and let's see base price. I know, because I forgot to restart my environment. So let's restart it. And now let's see. Here on pizza2, I will pick test5, saved. Okay, let's open pizza2 once again, and it's test5. Okay, I'm going to create maybe a more real category now, pizzas, or maybe just pizza. Let's create this category. Let's go to menu items. Let's go to pizza2, and let's change this one to pizza. Okay, and now same for this one. Let's change it to pizza. Let's save. Yeah, and it seems like it worked. Another thing that you may want to fix or add another thing, and that would be a cool feature, is that you cannot delete categories that have some menu items. So for example, pizza category shouldn't be deletable because we have 2 menu items that are inside this category. But that's just a nice to have thing, and it's not that crucial for the basic project that we're building now. So we are done here, and I think the next step will be actually to fix now our users and admins. We should also add probably orders. so we can see all of the orders. So let's go to user tabs and let's add here some orders. So I'm going to just duplicate users and let's do orders, and let's do here if orders, then it's active and the URL is orders. All right, so now we have something like this. We don't have enough space here. Everything should be a little bit wider. So let's make it wider. Let's go to all of those pages and let's fix it. Let's go to categories page. Let's see, categories page, medium. Let's change it to large. And let's go also to menu items here, and let's see, max width medium. Let's change it to large, and this one for the new page, let's see, here let's do max width large, and the profile the same thing here. Let's scroll up, max width, let's do large, and now I think that's all. Let's see, no, profile looks fine, and I think it should be even wider, but that's okay. Let's fix it. Let's do XL, extra large. So now it's this big. Maybe we can do 2XL. So we have something like this. For categories, let's go to categories page and let's change this one to 2XL to make it wider. Menu items, let's go to menu items page. Here, let's see, we will have max width 2XL. Yeah, and if I edit or delete, this looks almost fine. We need to change this to 2XL. And same for new, let's do 2XL max width, and let's see, categories, profile, categories, menu items, and if I click here to add one, looks fine except this form is too narrow, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Form.js, menu item form here, and let's change this one max width to 2XL. And now we have something like this, so it looks nice. Right, so we can still edit categories and we can also edit menu items. Right, we can even add some icons if we want to all of those buttons, but I will fix it maybe later. Now let's go into fixing users and admins. All right, so now it would be nice to fix users. So for now, when we click users, we get just 404, page not found. And if you're an admin and you go to users, I would like to an admin to see all of the users, like a table of users, so you can edit them and delete, maybe not delete, but edit them, like all the profile information, like this, and select if a user is admin or not. Right, so first maybe let's create a page for users. So let's close this categories, menu items, profile. We need inside app directory called users. And inside we need to have page.js, fine. So let's do page.js, and inside let's do export default function, and let's call it users page. And I think we can just do return here with section, and let's add some class names like margin top of 8. Yes, let's see, let's put test here, test users, so we can see everything. Yes, and now we want to make this section max width of 2XL and MX auto, so it will be centered, and we will start with user tabs like this. So we will have our tabs here. Now I don't know why, but I see only profile. Let's go to users. If I click users, I see only profile. Let's see why. Let's go to user tabs and let's see how this looks like. So here we have users, and well, and if I'm on the users page, I see only profile. Let's see why. So if it's admin, then I see the rest. So I need to pass admin is admin to true. But first I want to here check if you are actually an admin. So as on the other pages, we are going to grab the data and loading from use profile, and let's do if loading. Then let's do return loading user info. We have it in several places, so later I think we can change it so it will be a preloader or something like this. Now, if you are not data admin, so it will return not an admin. Right, now let's see, we have an error because we need to have use client here on the top, use client. Right, now we have users here. So, well, let's see, maybe we can do something like we can print a table like this one for users so we can edit them. So let's start with this. First, we are going to need to have a use effect. So let's do use effect here from React, and we need to grab users. So let's do a fetch request to /API/users. We don't have this endpoint yet, but we are going to fix it. So let's go to here. Let's see API. Let's do new directory called users, and inside we will need to have route.js. So let's go new file, route.js, and now let's see. We have a route and we want to have export async function get to get all of the users, right? So no return here yet. First we need to connect to our database. So let's do mongoose connect, and here as always process env mongo URL. We are connected to the database. Now what do we want to do? Just return all of the users. Do we have a model for user? Let's see, models. Yes, we do. So let's do just return response JSON, and we want to put users here. So let's maybe grab them here, users equals await, and let's do user, import this one. Let's do just find. We want to find all of the users, so no params here, and we can just put users here. You can also put like the whole await thing here inside. It doesn't really matter. It should just work. Now let's go back to the users page, and let's see. When we get those users, let's do then. With the response, we are going to do response JSON, and this is an async function, so we need to do then, or we need to do await. And well, here with this then we will have our users here. So we want to save those users to a state. So let's put a state here. Let's do users set set users equals use state. Let's import use state from React. Default will be empty array. Now let's do set users to our users from our JSON, and this should work now. Users, yeah, now it's correct. And now we want to print those users, maybe somewhere here under those user tabs. So let's do something like this. Let's check first if users length is bigger than 0, then let's do users map, and we want to, for each user, let's do parentheses, and for each user let's put a div with some class names here, right? And well, for now I will put background gray 300, rounded large. Let's do margin bottom of 2, and let's add some padding of 4. And now for each I want to put first span with a user name if we have, then another span with user, let's say email. All right, now I'm going to put here flex, and well, and then I'm going to do something like this. First I will put a div with those two spans inside, and then I will do another div with a button to, let's say, edit a user. Now let's see how this will look like. Let's go back to users here, and it looks terrible, but no, don't worry, we can fix it. First on this I'm going to add some margin top of 8 to have some spacing, Yes, I think that's better. Now the background, I would like this to be lighter, like this one. So let's see how we can do this. Let's try with 100. Yeah, I think this works nice. Now we have too much padding here, I think. So let's remove this, or maybe let's change this padding to 1. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's much better. And now I want to have padding only on the sides. So let's see on the categories. Yes, only on the sides for this main div here. So let's do padding 1, but padding on the sides will be 4. And yeah, now I want to also add the items center, so everything will be in the middle. Yes, that's cool. And I want to add a gap between items of 4. Yes, and now we have those names next to emails, as you can see. But we can fix it by putting here another flex and gap of 4, so we have some spacing. Now here we don't have names for those users, so I'm going to do username or no name, something like this. So we have no name here. Maybe it could be like italic text. So let's see. I'm going to do, if we have username, then we are going to print username here inside span. So let's put this here. But if we don't, wait a second. No, I'm going to put it like this. If we have, let's remove it. If we have username, let's do then, and let's do span here inside with user.name. All right, and let's convert this one to Boolean. And now here, if we don't have user name, so 1 exclamation mark, let's do then, and let's do span. Oops, span. We will not have username, so let's put no name, but we will have different classes in this and in this. In this one, I want to put italic text. So it's, yeah, like this. All right, and maybe for both of those, I'm going to put both two alternatives into a div, so I can add a text gray of 500. So the name is more grayish. Maybe we can make it like 700, but this one, let's see, no name will be removed here. For email, it will be even more grayish. So let's do text gray 500. Let's see, 300. I think that's too much of a gray color, and I don't really like it. And another thing is that it would be much nicer to have everything in line, right? So let's see, for now we have this main div that holds a whole row. Let's change this flex to a grid, and let's do grid columns of 3. So now we have something like this, and let's fix it a little bit. Inside this grid columns 3, we want to have 3 items. So this is first item, this is second item, and we want to have 3 items. Or you know what? Actually, I want to do something else. Instead of doing 3 columns on the same width, I will put this back to flex. And first, I will remove those columns. And now, inside this flex, I will have 2 parts. The first part will be with texts, and the second will be with buttons. And for the texts, I'm going to add this grow, so the texts take as much of the space as possible all the way here to the edit buttons. And now, instead of this one being flex, I'm going to put it as grid, and grid columns 2. And the first will be with name, and the second will be with email. And now, as you can see, everything is in line. And we have grid columns too, but we can add that if the screen is big enough, we can do grid columns 3, and those will be now closer to each other. All right, and we can make it a little darker here. Let's do maybe 400, 500 here, and let's see. Yes, this looks nice. And maybe on this one, let's do 900. So it's almost like black. All right, so this works. We have this button that doesn't do anything yet, but we will fix it in a second. So we have this edit button, but I think that we should not have it as a button, but we should have it as a link instead. So when you click it, you should see a page like this for a specific user. So let's do a link. So let's do link, and now let's add ref, and the ref will be /users/ and then ID of the user. So let's do user._ID. Now let's see. This looks now a little bit worse, and this is because we don't have this button class on this link. So let's put this like this, and let's add a class name here of a button. Let's see. Yeah, that's much better. And if I click on one, I'm redirected to this page that we get 404 on. So let me go here to the, let's close API. Let's see, open users. Inside we need to put, we have users and then we have ID. We don't have edit as we had with menu items. We have only just / and then ID. So let's do a new category. And let's put ID in like this. And inside we want to put page.js. So let's do page.js. And inside let's do export default function, edit user page. Let's name it like this. And inside let's put return. And we want to have, let's say, a section with some class names because we are going to need this margin top of 8. MX auto and max width of 2XL as we do everywhere else. And now we need to have our user tabs, and let's put isAdmin to true. And now on the top here, as always, we need to know if it's loading user information, profile information, and we want to have data from that use profile. And here, if it's loading, we want to do loading user profile. And if it's not an admin, so let's do not data admin, then we want to do return not an admin. All right. So now let's see, we will need to have our use client on the top. And now we have our tabs here. As you can see, users is not selected, and this is because we need to go inside here and let's see. For the users to be selected, the path needs to be users. Let's change that. It will just include users. So let's do path includes users/users, and that's it. So now it's selected. Now let's go back to our edit user page. Let's put a div with some class names. Let's do margin top of 8, and inside where you will have user form, user info form, so we can edit a user. And now the thing is, I want the form to be exactly this. So I want to edit any user and edit anything with the user, right? So I need to go to the profile page and I need to create a component out of this. So let's see. Let's go to profile. We have this profile page. And let's see, we have this big form here, and it ends here and it starts here. It's a form, but this form element, it includes only this part, the right part, and the editable image is here. So I actually want to have this whole div that starts here, and I want to have both the editable image and the form here. So I'm going to fix it. I'm going to put this profile form thing into a separate component. So let me grab all of this. Let's see, where does it end? Here. Let's cut it from here. Now we don't have anything here. Now we can put it somewhere else. So let's see, let's put it inside components. And where do we have it? Let's put it maybe inside layout. We have one form for menu item. Let's put another one here. So maybe we could put a directory called forms. I don't know. Let's put this here. Let's put user form.js. And here let's do export default function user form, and let's do return, and let's for now just return everything. And as you can see, we don't have those states for phone, set phone, street address, and so on. So let's go back to our profile page and let's just put everything. Let's just cut everything from our profile page and let's put it there. So here we have it. Let's remove this console log for the session. What do we need here? We need to have let's see, we will need to have image, phone, street address, postal code, city, country. Do we need to have this is admin? I don't know. We probably do. I don't know. Do we use later if it's admin or not? We use it here. Well, let's skip this is admin for now. Let's focus on just those editable fields: country, city, postal code, street address, phone, image. We should probably have name as well. I don't know why we don't have a name. Here is name. I will take name as well, and let's see if this will work. Let's grab all of this. Let's cut it from here and let's put this to our user form. Right, and I'm going to use like a defaults from here. We will have a user property and we will put the defaults for all of the state here. So the thing is, I want to grab like this, those names. Can I select just those names? Yes. And now let's try to do something like this. We want to grab user and this property or an empty string as default. So now what we have a state for each property, like for example, image. And default will be from property user, and if we have image, then it will be a default for our state here inside the form. Otherwise, if it's not passed or it's empty, it will be an empty string that will be used. Right, so now let's also put use client here on the top just in case. And now let's go back to our profile page. So here we are fetching every information about the user, and as you can see, we don't have this state anymore because we moved this to the form. I think that instead of putting this separately one by one, I'm going to put it to one state called user. So let's do user and set user, and let's do equals use state, equals use state and use state, and the default will be null. Right, and here instead of set phone, set blah blah blah, and so on, I'm going to do just set user, and let's do just this data thing. Right, so now we have our user here, so we can pass it here inside user form that we are going to use. User form, let's import this one, let's pass our user from our state here, and this should do the trick. The problem is that we have this now unused function that should handle profile update. So we need to put it to as a property here. So let's do on save equals, and let's do handle profile update. Let's see, handle profile info update. Let's put it like this. And now let's go to this form and let's grab on save. And on save, let's see, we want to run it here instead of this on save. Maybe let's put this as an arrow function. And we want to pass event object from this submit. So let's do event here and event here. And here we will also need to pass all of the new state of the user. So new name and so on if anything have changed. So I'm going to put this the same way we did with menu item, if I remember correctly. So let me just put this like this. Let's see, on submit we have this, and Can we put it maybe here and this here? Let's see, maybe something like this. And now here all of the information. So username, image, phone, and what else? Street address, city, country, postal code. Let's put this maybe into separate lines so it will be easier to see. And yeah, now let's go to our profile page and let's see what's still broken. So it looks like there's this function that we are using, but instead of grabbing all of everything like this, we should just use data that comes as a param here. So we have this data. As you can see here, we were renaming username to name. Let's do the same here inside our user form. So let's put name to be our username to be our name. So we don't need to rename anything here. And we can just grab and put our data here as a second param. Because as you remember, here inside user form, we are doing something like this. We have this on submit and we run this on save. First param is event and the second param is an object of all of the properties of our user state. So now let's see, we still have an error on the profile page 24. Let's see, we have this username and we have this image here, set image. All right, so what is the problem? The problem here is that, well, we tried to put name and image from the session. We don't need this anymore because we fetch all of this from profile. So we don't need those. Let's see now. Do we see loading? Session is not defined. Okay, where is the session that is not defined? Inside the user form, line 40. Let's see, line 40. Here we have session and we do, okay, so the value of the user email is taken from session. Let's just take it from profile instead. So let's do user.email. All right, and now let's see if this will work. Yeah, so this works and I see my profile, and let's see if I can update my profile. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 on the postal code, and on the city I'm going to put just Stockholm, and let's try to save it. Profile saved. What happens if I refresh? It's still saved. For the name, I see it's empty. Let's see why it's empty. I think I should see my name here. Here we have value username, and let's see why it's empty. Okay, I think it's empty because the property on the user model, model, it's name and not username. So now if I refresh, still empty. Let's try to console log the user and let's see what data we have here inside. So let's see, name is actually empty. Okay, so that's why, no worries. I'm going just to fail it manually. So I'm going to put my name here, no worries. Let's see. So here I have my user, here I have my profile, here I see all of the users, even including my user. And now when I click edit, I want to see this. I want to use the same form, but for users edit page. Let's go to user ID page. And now instead of user info form, I'm going to use user form. And we need to pass our user here. So for now, I'm going to put null, but we need to fetch this user. So how can we do this? We can do something like this. We can put use effect, and now let's do that arrow function. Dependencies, there will be no dependencies. Here inside, I'm going to put a fetch. I'm going to grab all of the users, and I will just filter through them to just grab what I need. So let's do then response. With the response, I want to do response JSON, and then I want to do grab all of the users, and I want to find my user that I need. So first I need to have ID from well, it was use params, if I remember correctly. Let's just check. I'm going to print this ID here so I know it works. Yes, it does. Let's remove it here. And now from those users, I want to find them the same way we did it with menu items. I think menu items ID page. Let's see. Yeah, we had the same thing somewhere here. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, we defined and we try to find it by ID. So let's define here, and we want to find user where user ID is the same as ID from the URL, and we can assign it to our user. And this user, let's put this user to our state. So let's do user and set user equals use state, and default will be null. Right, so now let's put set user to user here, and now let's put our user to this form user. And yeah, I can edit my user. Let's see what happens if I pick another user, test1. Yeah, I see the email test1, so it looks fine. The problem we will have now is we don't have any onSave function. So let's add the onSave function here. It will be handle save button click. Let's call it like this, handle save button click, and let's put this function maybe somewhere here before any return. Let's do function handle save button click, and now what do we want to do? First we have this event and data here. For the event we want to do prevent default, and now inside the data we have all of the state from all of those fields, image and all of this. So we want to send it to the let's say we want to send it to profile as a put request. So let's do fetch /API/profile, but here we need to do method of put because it's an update. Let's also add headers because I want to add this content type of application JSON, and I think we need to have a body as well. Here JSON stringify, and I'm going to put this as a new object of all of the fields that we have inside data, data, and I'm going to send also underscore ID to be ID from my params here from the URL. And this is because let's go to our API profile route and let's go to put. As you can see, our put request, we have only to update our own profile. And here I actually can pick another profile. So let's do something like this. Let me see. Here we are grabbing session email. So we check what user we want to update. Instead, let's do something like this. We here grab all of the data, and well, what I would like to do here is to first grab underscore ID like this. And now let's check something like this. Let's do maybe console log underscore ID like this, and let's see, I will do here return response JSON true. I want to stop all of this here, and I want to see what happens if I try to grab ID from the data, but data doesn't have it inside profile. So let's see here, if I click save, it says just ID undefined. Okay, that's fine. So now, if I have ID, if I have underscore ID, I want to update user of this specific underscore ID. So I want to do this. First, wait a second. I want to first update user like this, but using underscore ID to find it. And then I want to update also user info by using my underscore ID. Otherwise, we know it's a profile, so we want to update for our own user. So we want to do actually this instead. All right, so now we have those two parts are almost exactly the same, this one and those two lines. The only difference is here we have underscore ID, and here we have email. So we can actually do something like this. Here on the top, I will do let filter equals empty array. And here, if we have ID, then the filter will be actually our underscore ID. And otherwise, here the filter will be actually object of with only email. And now we can do here, instead of this underscore ID, we can put filter. Same thing here, because we have it email is our filter, so we can put filter. And now those two and those two are exactly the same, so we can get rid of those here, and let's get rid of those here, and let's just put this as one thing here. So now we have this, and this looks fine. Let's see if this will work. So let's maybe update first my user here, my profile. I will do David Paszko with 2 O's, and let's refresh, and it's saved. Now let's go to users. Let's edit my own user. I'm going to remove this extra O, and I click save, nothing happens, but I think it actually saved. Yes, it saved. I forgot just to put those toast notifications. Okay, but it seems that it works. Let's see, I will edit now test2, and I'm going to put an image for this user of, let's put this MacBook for now. And I'm going to put test2 as the name, and for phone 1234. And here I'm going to put Barcelona, why not? And let's hit save. And I don't see any toasters, but I forgot to add them. Let's just refresh. And well, city is not saved, but let's see. Test2, the name is saved. Let's click edit. The image is saved, but the city is not. Let's do Barcelona once again. Let's hit save and let's refresh. The city doesn't save. So let's see why. Let me go back to the I don't know, users ID page, and let's see, here we are. Maybe let's first check if it saves here. I'm going to change this to Stockholm with 2M, save, profile saved. If I refresh, it works for the profile. Let's see if it works for users. For users, I don't see my city here, so that's the problem. So let me go to the users, edit user page. Here we are grabbing user, and then we are setting this to user. Okay, I know what is the problem. We are finding the user, but the problem is we have only user information and not information that is inside user infos, as you remember. Let's go to the database and let's browse collections. And we have a user that has only basic info about each user, like name, email, and image. And we have user infos that has like a country, city, and so on. So we grab a user, but we also need to grab profile information. Let's go to our API profile route and let's see our get requests. So here inside profile get, we are fetching information for our own user because we are using session. But here what I would like to implement is that if we have an ID underscore ID inside the query, I want to fetch information for a specific user. I think we did the same thing for, let me see, users. No, we did the same thing for menu items. Let's see, put, post, get, no, not here, categories, get, no, no, but doesn't really matter. Let's go to profile and let's see. We connect to the database. First, let's try to grab an ID from our query. So maybe let's go first to the categories route and categories, not categories route. We want to go to users edit page. And here, instead of grabbing all of the users and only users here, those users collection, we want to do /API/profile. I think, yeah, it's singular. And I'm going to put here ID to be equal my ID here. But maybe I'm going to put this as underscore ID as this param. Right, and now it will not respond with users, all of the users, but only a specific user that is for this ID. So we don't need to find this inside the collection. Now let me go back to our profile route, and as remember, we need to find underscore ID query param. So first let's grab request information from here. Then we can do something like this: URL equals a new URL from request URL, and then we can do URL, and I think it's search params get underscore ID. We can check if we have underscore ID. So let's do const and let's do underscore ID equals this. And then I think we can do something like this. If we have underscore ID, then we can do something. Otherwise, we know that we want to return information for our own user. So let's do something like this. We grab user and user info, and then we just put everything like this. Right, but if we have ID, we want to find the user and we want to find the user using this underscore ID, and we want to find user info using email from this user. So let's do email to be user email. Right, and then we want to return this as one object like this. And this should work nice, I think. The only problem we can have is that both user and user info can have underscore IDs. So in this response, we will have underscore ID from user info. I don't know if it's a problem yet, but we will check this in a moment. All right, there is some duplicate code. Here we are trying to find user. Here we are using underscore ID. Here we are using email. So we can do something like this. Let's do let filter equals, and well, let's put this as an empty object. Actually, this line return response and here return response is the same. So I can actually grab it from here and I can put this here, and we don't need this. And now here we are finding user, here we are finding user info, here user info. The only thing that changes is this filter part for finding user and for finding user info. So let's put first here filter for user, and the filter for user, if we have ID, will be to find it with ID like this. And here, if we don't have an ID, our filter user will be, so we can find it with this email that we get from session. So and maybe let's put this here. All right, so now we don't need this here, and we don't need this one. We can just put it as one thing. Let's put this one here. Instead of using email, let's put filter user. Okay, and we have user here. We don't need this one because we rely on this filter user. Now to fix user info here and user info here, As you can see here, we have filter is that we try to find it by user email that we get from the user, and here we are getting from the email from the session. Actually, we can just get rid of this one and pick this one. Let's put this one here below, and we can rely on the email from our user email. All right, and now let's remove those extra spaces, and let's see. I think this should work. Let's see if it does. If I refresh here, we have users. Let's see if I can see my city. Yes, I can see my city. Let's remove this one. Let's hit save. Let's refresh. Let's see if it's saved. No, it is not. Let's see what is the problem. And let's see. It doesn't save from the users. Let's see why. If I do inspect, let's do network. If I click save, but I will first change this one. Save. We are saving profile with this put request. Let's see. Do we send Stockholm with 1M? Yes, we do. So there's something wrong with our put request here. Let me see. Do we send underscore ID? Yes, we send. Is it the same as the user ID? Yes, it's correct. So let's see what is wrong. We filter here. We try to find user. Okay, we try to find user with this underscore ID, and it works fine, I guess. But for user info, we cannot rely on this filter, the same filter, because user info has different underscore ID. So here we need to change. We need to rely that we want to update by using email. Or was it user email? Let's see. User infos, and it's email, I think. Yes, it's email that we use as the key. Let me see. Here I don't see any emails, but let's put email to be user email like this. We don't have any user email here. We don't have any user. So first we want to grab a user like this. So we need to have user using this filter. So let's do await user find one, and let's put this filter. All right. So now we have user, and now let's see if this will work. Let's do refresh just in case. Let's clear everything. Let's remove this double M. Let's save, and it says it's saved. Let's refresh and let's see. Yes, it looks like it's saved. So let me maybe change another user. Let's go to this test2. Let's do test2. Here, let's put Barcelona. And for the phone, let's put 4321, and country will be Spain. Let's hit save and let's refresh, and everything is saved. So yeah, now we can save users. We can change names, images, and stuff like this. But now we need to have an ability to know if a user is an admin or not. So we need to also be able to edit if a specific user is an admin or not. Inside this form, we don't have any checkbox if it's admin or not. So to fix it, I'm going to add a checkbox so we can mark that, yeah, this user is an admin, and I want to make also, for example, test22 also an admin. So we need to have a checkbox for this. And it also would be nice to put those two to take all of the width, right? Let's see how it looks like here. Yeah, same thing. So let's go to our profile page. Let's go to profile form actually. So we want to have our user form. It's called user form. And here, let's see, we have this country, and we have city. Let's see, country, postal code, and city. We have this one as flex, but why it doesn't take the whole width? Let's see why. So here we have this div flex, and well, we should just add grow on those two divs. So let's do class name grow, or actually we can get rid of this grow, and we, instead of flex, we can just do grid and do grid columns of 2. And let's see now. Yeah, now they take all of the space. So this works. Now I want to put a checkbook if it's admin or not, maybe under the country before the save button. So here, let's do a div, and we'll have an input of type checkbox, and I'm going to have a label, but this time I'm going to put this label maybe on the right side here, and the label will be, we'll say admin. So now let's see, yeah, we have something like this, admin. We can add back this HTML4, and I'm going to put ID of admin checkbox, and here for HTML4 I'm going to put admin checkbox. So now if we click on the admin, it will select or unselect this checkbox. Now for this label I want to add some padding, so let's do a lot of padding, like maybe even we can put this input into this label, and for this admin let's put this into an additional span. Yeah, it doesn't change anything, but now we can do something like this. Let's do padding of at least 2, and now I want more padding, so, and I want to make this one as a block. Let's also add a border to see how it looks like. Yeah, so we can click on the whole thing here. Now for the input of type checkbox, let's add class names here as well. I want margin right to be 2. Yeah, that's correct. And now this whole label, I want this one to be flex and items center, and I will do a gap of 2, so I don't need this margin right of 2. Let's see. Yes, I can click on the whole thing. And now let's see, I want to have some margin bottom of 2, so we have some spacing. Yeah, that looks fine. And now I don't know, maybe we can remove the border. So let's get to border and let's remove it. Yeah, so we have something like this, admin, that we can select or unselect. Maybe the whole row shouldn't be clickable like it is now, and instead I'm going to do here inline flex. So let's do inline flex. So now if I click here, the admin is not selected, but if I click here, then it is. Yeah, I think it works fine. Now we need to have state for this checkbox, right? So well, let's scroll up, and here let's do const, maybe under the last one, const admin, and set admin use state. The default will come from the user admin, otherwise it will be false as default. Right, so here let's do something like this. Let's see, here we have this admin. Let's put this ID here, type, class name, blah blah blah. We need to put also value to be, let's say 1, as a string. And now let's do something like this. The checked property will be true if admin is true. And now I want to also add on change, or maybe on click. On click, I will grab an event, and I will do something like this, set admin, and I will set it base if the event target is, I think it should be checked. Let's see if this will work. Can I toggle? Yeah, and I want to also see the value of admin JSON stringify admin. So let's see, false, true, false, true, false, true. And it's true for now. Let's see for other users. Test 22, it's false. Okay, so it works. Now the thing is that if you edit your profile and you're not an admin, you shouldn't see this, right? So let's say that we will grab information about this like this. Let's see, I will grab it here, const, and I'm going to only grab data from use profile, and I will name this data to current user, maybe not current, logged in user data. And I'm going to use it to decide if we should display this admin checkbox. I would do logged in user data. If the logged in user data, if you are an admin, let's do 10, and let's put this whole div inside. So now I see this checkbox, but if I am not a user, if I'm not an admin, I will not see this checkbox, right? So if I log out and I will log in as a different user, let's see, I will log in as John Doe. Let's go to my profile and I see my image, but I don't see this, is admin or not. So let me go back to my user that is an admin. And now let me go here, users, yeah. And now let's see, we have our users working, we can edit them, and we can even do that, let's say test22 will be also an admin. Let's see if this will save. Yeah, we still don't have those toasters or toasts, so let's go to our, let's see, our users edit page. And here we have this fetch. Let's put this as a promise. So let's do maybe const promise equals new promise. Resolve and reject. We will need to have an async thing here. And let's put this fetch inside. Let's add the response equals this await, and now if response is okay, then we will do resolve, otherwise we will do reject. And yes, now I can do toast from React Hot Toast. Let's do promise, and now I can do something like this. I can put promise here, and now I can do like loading. It will say saving user ... If it's success, it will say user saved, and if error, it will say error while or maybe an error has occurred while saving the user. Yeah, so now if I hit save here, user saved. If I refresh, the admin thing is not saved. So let's me add just await here. And let's see, I need to add async here. And now let's see, let's go to the form, user form. And I think this is because we are not sending this admin thing to our on save. So let's add it here, admin, and now it should do the trick. So if I select admin, save, user saved. If I refresh, admin is still selected. If I unselect this one and save, let's do refresh, and it's not selected. Yeah, so it's not selected. Let's save. It should be not selected, not selected. Let's now select this one and save. And now if I refresh, it's still selected. Let's unselect this one, save, and now it should be unselected. Yeah, so that is cool. Now, so this thing works. And we can basically edit all of the profiles, all of the users that we have. So that is nice. The next thing will be actually orders, but before we will do the orders, I would like to display all of the pizzas from my database. For now, they are hard-coded, and I will add some real categories and real menu items first. All right, so I created the 3 categories, pizza, pasta, and dessert. And I put also some menu items here. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pizzas, 3 pastas, and 2 desserts. And if you're wondering where I took all the images and names, I just took it from Sis's Pizza here. So you can also take it if you want, or you can add your own menu items. One thing I was thinking about is that for the categories, it would be nice first to have also some kind of order. So for example, right now I have pizza, pasta, and dessert. Maybe it's fine, but later you can also add like an order, so you don't have only the name, but you have order like 1, 2, 3, so you can sort those. And then for menu items, I think they are cool enough. So for the start page here, as you can see, we have this checkout menu here, but I think it would be better to change it to check out our best sellers or something like this, and then we will have a button. We will have only 3 items here, and we will have a button underneath saying check out our whole menu. And same when you click on the menu here, it will go to the page where we have only menu and we have all of the categories. So this is what I'm going to do now. Let's first go to our start page. So let's see, I will close this API. Let's go to page here. We have some lorem ipsum here. That's fine. Let's see where we have our menu items, section headers. We need to find, here is about us, section headers, home menu. Here we have it. Let's go inside, and here we have our menu items. So first I want to change this to maybe check out our best sellers. And here inside I would like to have, let's say, 3 latest meals for now. So how can I do this? Let's go to let's go up here, and let's change this to a client component. So let's use client here, and let's add use effect from React, arrow function, and no dependencies. What I want to do now is to just fetch 3 latest items. So let's do here fetch and /API/ menu items. And now this will be a GET request. I don't need any extra params. Let's do then, and let's do menu items. And now let's do something like this. This will not be menu items, sorry. Here we will have response, and first we need to do response JSON, and then we will have menu items. It will be all of the menu items, and we want to have only the latest 3, let's say, for now. So I want to do menu items, and let's do a slice, and let's do -3. Let's see, -3. So we will have 3 from the end. And let's do best, maybe last 3 equals this. And let's see, console log, or maybe we can call it best sellers, even if those are not best sellers yet, and we will call them this way. And let's see how this will look like. So if I go here to inspect, let's go to console, and we have array of 3, and as you can see we have 3 meals here. So now let's save this to state. So let's do best sellers and set best sellers equals, and maybe not, don't call it best sellers, but featured, I don't know. We can also add a checkbox for menu items if we want to select manually what menu items we want to have. We could implement this, so maybe that would be nice. But for now, let's just use our latest 3. Let's do use state, and default will be an empty array. And now let's see, now let's do here set best sellers to best sellers. Or we could just do something like this, cut this from here and let's put it here. And now let's see. Now let's do only, let's remove this and let's do something like this. Best sellers. Let's see if the length is bigger than 0, and let's do then best sellers map, and for each item let's do arrow function, and let's see, for each I want to do menu item, and I want to pass everything about this item. Let's now go here, and here we can grab all of the properties we want. So we can grab image, we can grab name, and we can grab description, and we can grab base price, and well, let's see, I'm going to put this here, and let's put this here. And what else do we have? We have also sizes, and we have also, let's see, I will go to models and menu item. We have also this extra ingredient prices, and let's pull them also here. And now let's see, here we have title, so let's change it. Let's change it to name. So now we have pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza, blah blah blah. Here we have image, so let's change this to image. Let's see. Yeah, so we have 3 different pizzas, as you can see. Now for my menu items, I added only basic prices here, base price 11, and I don't have any sizes or extra ingredients except this pepperoni pizza, where I have a base price of 12, but I have also sizes. For medium it's extra $2, and extra ingredients, if you want to have extra cheese or extra pepperoni, you pay extra here. So now let's see here. We have pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza, and beef pizza. Those two have only base prices, but this one have sizes and so on. So what I want to do is now to put the correct base prices here. So instead of this $12, let's do only $, and let's put here base price. All right, and I don't see any numbers here. So let's see if we have it inside our database. Yeah, it should be inside the database. Let's see what is the issue here. So let's go to menu item form, and let's see, maybe it's called a different way. It's called base price. So let's go back to menu item. We have base price here, but it looks like it's empty. Let's maybe try to do something like this. I will put here JSON stringify, and let's do base price. Whoops, I now see what's the problem. It should be C here. So now let's do base price like this, and now it should work. Let's see. Yeah, 12, 12, and 12. Maybe we can change one of those prices. We can change some of those prices. Let's go to beef pizza, and let's see, beef pizza. Let's change this one to 14, and we have also cheese pizza. Let's change it to 11. Let's see, cheese pizza, and let's change this one to 11. So we'll have different prices, sorry. Right, now we will not fix add to cart yet, and instead I want to fix this menu page first. So let's go, or maybe before, let's also fix those descriptions here. So here let's put the description, and we will have a lot of description here. So I want to make it shorter and add ... if it's too long. So to fix it, I will do something like this. We can do that with CSS. So let's try with max height of, let's see, 16. So now we have something like this. And now we can add overflow y clip. I think it's like clip. Yes. And now there is something like overflow ellipsis. Let's see. No, I think there's something called, instead of overflow ellipsis, there's truncate. Yeah, and now we have ... right? Now let's see if I remove this clip, nothing changes. Let's change this height from this to, I don't know, 36. No, still nothing. Let's see, I'm going to change this to 120 pixels. Still nothing. Let's see. How big is this paragraph? It's still only this big. I think we need to change this truncate to something else. And instead, let's do text clip, and let's do also text ellipsis. And now let's see, this is this big. Now we need to add, I think, overflow ellipsis. Still nothing. Let's see what happens if I change this to overflow hidden. Let's see. I think it's too big. Let's change this to, I don't know, something like 60 pixels. So now it's hidden. Let's change to ellipsis. I think we cannot have those two at the same time. So let's do text ellipsis only. And let's see, let's do overflow hidden. So now it's only hidden. I think that it was fine with this truncate, but we need to add something called line clump. And let's do 3. Now we have only one line. Let's remove this max height, and let's see, still one line. Let's remove this truncate. Okay, and now we have 3 lines. So that looks better, and it's truncated with those ... So that is nice. So we have both image, title here, description, and the correct price. So that is nice. And now, let me see. Now it would be nice to have this menu page working, right? So inside app, let's do directory called menu, and inside we need to put page.js. So let's do page.js, and let's do export default function menu page, and well, let's do return. And let's put maybe just a section for now, saying menu here, and let's see how this will look like. We cannot click on it, or we can, but it doesn't do anything. Let's go to header, and for the menu, let's go to /menu, and we can also fix about to go to the home page, but let's scroll to about. And same with contact. Let's go to contact like this. And the menu goes here. About doesn't scroll down, but we'll fix it. Let's go back to the our home page. So let's see. Let's go here, page here inside app directory, and let's see. Here we have about us section. So let's do ID of about. And let's see, if I click about, then it scrolls to about. And now for the contact, let's do ID of contact, and it will also scroll. So if I click contact, it didn't scroll. Let's see, contact without the hashtag here. So let's see, contact, and it scrolls to the bottom. All right. Now menu page. Let's go to menu page. Or maybe before we will do this, I would like to have this scroll a little bit better. So if I click about, it shouldn't scroll immediately, and instead it should have this smooth scrolling. And I think to fix it, we need to go to layout, and for our HTML, we need to add a class name called scroll smooth. And now let's see, if I click contact, yes, it works fine. So if I click contact from here, didn't work. Let's see, let's refresh. Let's click about, yeah, fine. Contact, fine. Okay, let's go to menu, and it seems that the smooth scrolling worked. Let's go to our menu page, and well, here I would like to have this section title first. Or first we want to grab all of the categories and all of the menu items, right? So let's put menu items here with categories, just as a text. Here I will put use effect from React, and here let's put a function without any dependencies. And now we want to grab all of the categories. So let's do fetch for the categories. So let's do API categories. And let's do then with the response, we will do response JSON, and then we are getting those categories, and we want to set them to state. So let's do const categories set categories equals use state, and default will be empty array. Now let's do set categories with those categories. All right, and now let's do the same thing for our menu items. So let's do menu items, and now here fetch. Let's do /API /menu items, and then we will do with the response, we will do exactly the same thing. So we can do just response JSON, then menu items set menu items like this. And now here, instead of this text, I will do something like this. If we have categories, let's do categories length is bigger than 0. So we have some categories. Then let's do categories. Let's do map. And for each category, let's do just C. Let's do parentheses, and let's do something like this. I'll put a div, and inside this div, I will do section headers, but I will do only main header. And I will put here category name. All right, so now let's see. I need to put use client on the top. Let's do here use client. All right, so pasta dessert. That's fine. Maybe I can add some here on the section. I can add margin top of 8 to have some spacing, and well, for the section headers, I want those to be center, so I'll put div with text center, and I'll put those section headers here. Yeah, and now for here we have header. Then I want to have menu items for those for this specific category. So let's do something like this. Let's do menu items, and let's filter to have only menu item of this specific category. So I want to do if where menu category is the same as category ID, and then I will do map on this, and for each menu item, let's do just maybe item, so it will be easier to see what it is. Let's do for each item, I want to do a div, let's say for now, and let's say item here. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we have 3, here we have 2 for desserts. Maybe now instead of item, I will do menu item component from menu item components, and I'm going to pass all of the stuff from menu item like this. So now we have something like this. It doesn't look good, but we will fix it. So I think that for all of menu items, we will need a div, and I'm going to put those menu items here. And for this div, we are going to put grid with grid columns 3 and gap of 4. So now we have something like this. It's much better. What else I would like to do is to add some margin top of 4 and margin bottom of 8. So now we have pizzas, and we have 6 pizzas. We have pasta, and we have 3 pastas, and we have 2 desserts. Yeah, so this looks pretty nice, and now we have our menu working. Maybe it would be nice to have some kind of extra descriptions for the categories if you want, but I think this is good enough. Maybe we could also add more spacing. Let's see, margin top, let's do margin bottom, I will do 12, and for margin top I will do 6, so we will have even more spacing. For the spacing between the meals, I think it's correct. It's the same that we have on the homepage. All right, so Now we will need to have some kind of this add to cart functionality, right? So if you remember, we had this app context, I think somewhere, components. We have app context with session provider, and we will need to have another context for our cart, right? So I'm going to create it here, const, and let's do cart context equals, and let's do, I think it was create context from React, and let's go back here and empty here object as the default. Now we have a session provider here, and I'm going to need also to have our cart context provider as well. So let's put children here inside. Here we are going to need to have a value. Let's put empty object for now. Here I'm going to put some state. And well, for the state we will need to have cart items, right? So let's call this one cart products and set cart products equals use state and from React, and the default will be empty array. And here we are going to pass both of those. So let's pass here cart products and set cart products in case we will need them. Now, if we go to, let's see, menu item, we have this button that should add to cart. Let me put this maybe like this. And if we want to do on click, here I will do arrow function for now. Would be nice, will be helpful to have a separate function here called add to cart, or yeah, something like this. So let's do function add to cart, and we are going to just use it from the context inside menu item component. Add to cart. We want to know what product we want to add to cart. So let's do product ID. And well, what else do we want to know? Maybe we can take all of the product object, the whole product object. So product, and what else? We will take product, and we need to know what will be the configuration of it. So what size, and if there are any extras. So let's do size, that will be null by default, and extras, that will be also null, or maybe an empty array. For sizes you can pick only one, and for extras you can pick several. And then we will do here set cart products, and well, in here we will go previous products, arrow function, and here let's do const new products, and we are going to do all of the previous products, but we are going also to add our product as a new object like this, with our size and extras like this. And maybe we can also add the quantity. I'm going to put this new object here above const. Let's call this one cart product equals this. And let's add no quantity here. Here we are just adding this cart product. All right, and now we just need to do return new products, and this should work. Now, if we want to just fix it like this, let's go to menu item, and let's do here, let's grab this function. Let's do const, let's grab add to cart function from use context, and here we need to put our cart context, right? Let's see, cart context, we need to export it. Let's do like this, and here let's do cart context, and now let's see. Yeah, so we have now this add to cart. So let's do here add to cart function with our product info. Our product info is basically all of this. So maybe instead of putting those like this, I'm going to cut them from here. I'll put here menu item, and here below I will do const. I'll put all of those, whoops, like this, from menu item. So we will have all of those variables, but here inside add to cart, I will just put menu item. All right. So now if I click on this one, we get an error. Let's see why. Let's see to console, and let's see. Add to cart is not a function. So looks like add to cart is not a function. Let's see inside our app context. It's because we are not exporting it. So let's do add to cart like this. And now let's see. Unexpected token. Yes, it should be comma here. And now let's see. Can I add this one? Yeah, it looks like it works. Nothing happens, but we will fix it in a moment. Let's go to header. And we have this logout here. Next to the logout, I would like to have an icon, a shopping cart icon, but only if we have any products. So here, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to grab our cart products from use context and cart context. Yes. And now I'm going to grab those cart products, and after, let's see, here we have authenticated or unauthenticated. Here let's do if cart products length is bigger than 0, then let's do parenthesis here, and let's put a link to cart. So let's put just cart, and here the length. So the cart products length. And let's see, nothing is visible. Let's add here ref to just / cart. All right, so it looks like this didn't work. Yeah, now it works. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Well, maybe we shouldn't have it based on the amount of products. So I'm going to remove this if from here, and we are going to have this link. It doesn't matter if we have anything in the cart or not. So now we need to fix few things. We will need to fix sizes, extras, so we can pick like size from our pepperoni pizza if we want medium or so, and extras. Another thing is that when I reload, everything disappears. The context is cleared. So to do this, I will go back to the app context, and well, in here I want to grab first local storage, because I'm going to save everything into local storage. So let's do const local storage equals. Here first we need to check if we have a window available. So window is not undefined. Then we will go window local storage, otherwise null. All right, so I have local storage here, and now I will do something like this. I will add here use effect from React, and arrow function here. Dependency will be cart products. So if cart products changes, I want to first check if we have ls here. So if we have local storage that's available, and then what I want to do, I want to also check if the number of products is bigger than 0, or maybe not. Maybe I don't need to do this. Maybe first let's put this actually as a function. Let's put a function save card products to storage. Maybe we should put local storage like this. And now let's check if we have ls. Then let's do ls, and let's do set item, and let's put this as a cart, and here we need to put JSON stringify and our cart products. Right, so now when we add a product to a cart, we want to run this function save cart products to local storage. Maybe we can run it here inside with our new products. We can take cart products from here as a param. And now let's see, add to cart. Yeah, for now this should be enough. But I will also add, as you can see now it's empty, I will add use effect here. that the arrow function no dependencies. So it will do something like this. I will move it here above this, and it will do something like this. When our uploads for the first time, we want to check if we have something inside local storage. So let's do, if we have local storage, local storage get item of the cart, then we want to put stuff from the inside to our state. So let's do something like this, set cart products, and now here we need to unstrangify it. So let's do JSON parse, and here inside I'm going to do ls get item and the cart. Right, so now let's see. If I refresh, I add 1, 2, 3 pizzas, as you can see. Now, if I refresh, we still have 3 pizzas. So that's cool. That works now. Now let's see. We will probably need some other functions like clear cart or something like this. So let's do function clear cart, and this function will actually do only set cart products to empty array, and save cart products to local storage also empty array. And we can pass this function later. Let's also add a function to remove a product. Function remove cart product singular, and we will take an index from the shopping cart. So let's do something like this. Here we will do set cart products, and from the previous cart products we are going to do arrow function here, and we want to filter those. So the const new cart products equals previous cart products, and we want to filter those, and we filter with arrow function, and here we can get the value and the index, and here we will just check that this index is different than this. So I'm going to rename this to index to remove, and here I will check index is different than index to remove. Right, now maybe I'll put this into separate line, and now we can just do return new cart products, or simpler we can just do, let's do return new cart products, and we will also need to do save cart products to local storage with new cart products like this. So let's also pass this remove cart product and clear cart to our context here. Remove cart product and clear cart, in case we will need this later. Right, so now let's see, we have 3 pizzas here. Maybe we can even add a dessert. So now we have 4 items in our shopping cart, and now let's see. We will need to fix a pop-up for pizzas. So for example, if you open, if you want to add a pepperoni pizza, it should ask you for what size you want. And then we need to have a cart fixed. First, let's maybe fix this pop-up. So what we need to do is to go to this menu item, and let's see, here we have this add to cart functionality from our cart context. Let's rename this one to add to cart, or maybe not. Let's not rename it yet. But instead of running this function here, I will have a function here called handle add to cart button click. Right, and now just in case, I'm going to add here type of button, and I'm going to run this function here. So let's do handle add to cart button click. Right, and what we want to do here is that if this menu item doesn't have any sizes, so if sizes length is zeros, and there are no extra ingredient prices things, so if this length is also 0, Then we can do just add to cart, and here we are just going to pass all of the menu item information, and that's it. And this way we have the same behavior. I just click and the number of items increases. All right, so let's see. But if some of those are not empty, what should we do? Well, before we will do anything, I would like to have this toast thing. So let's do toast, and let's do success, and let's do added to cart. And now let's see if we will have this toast. Yeah, we have added to cart. That is really nice. Now let's see, added to cart, and maybe we should put it below after we add to cart. But let's see, if if we have sizes or extra ingredients, we should show a pop-up, right? So to show a pop-up, we will need to have a state for this. So let's do const, and let's do show pop-up, and set show pop-up equals use state, and default will be false. And here else we will do set show pop-up to true. All right, and well, let's see now. Here we have our item. Maybe I will put like a React fragment here, and it will end here on the bottom. And now I'll fix the indentation to push it a little bit here. Now here I will do, if we have show pop-up, then let's do something like this. I will put a div. First we need to have some kind of backdrop. So let's do fixed and inset 0 and background color of black 80%. So if I click on pepperoni, we have this backdrop because we want to have a pop-up here. So let's do a pop-up. Let's put another div here, and this one will be white. So let's add some class names here, like background to white. Let's add padding of 4. Let's put test inside, and now this one will be flex, and I will add items center and justify center. So now this pop-up is in the middle. Now I will add the rounded corners of, let's do maybe large, not GL, LG. Yeah, and now let's see. Now I would like to put this, all of this pizza information. So I want to put all of this inside basically. So it would be nice to have it as a separate component. So I'm going to grab this, and this will be actually just this menu item tile. So let's go to here, components, menu. Let's do new file, and let's do menu item tile JS, and here export default function menu item tile. We can call it also box if you want. You can name it like this. Doesn't really matter. And here let's just put all of this, and we are going to need all of this item from here as a property. And we need, let's see, we will need also to have this handle add to cart button click. So let me see, we are going to grab it like this, and let's put here on add to cart as a property, and the rest will be item. And here we want to grab image and description, and let's see, name and the base price from our item. And I think that here we should just go with on add to cart. Now let's see, let's go back to our menu item, and let's put here menu item tile, and we are going to pass on add to cart. We are going to run our handle add to cart button click, and we are also going to pass all about our menu item here, menu item like this. All right, so now let's maybe put this into separate lines so it will be easier to follow. Yeah, so now this looks fine. Now we have this white box here, and instead of test, I want to display everything like this. So maybe let's put this here. So we have something like this. Well, the thing I don't like is this hover effect, and I don't want to have this add to cart 12, so I'm actually not going to reuse this component. Instead, I'm going just to use regular image here and so on. So for example, here I'm going to put image, and here I'm going to put this name of this this specific dish. So let's see, sorry, menu item. Let's see what's wrong here. Error image with source blah blah is missing width. Okay, so let's do width of 200, and let's do height of 200 as well. So let's see now. Yeah, so now we have our pizza like this. I will do width of 300, and now under the image I want to have the title. Let's put this as an H2 with a name, and let's put some class name here. I want this to be text large and bold, yes, and text center. This bold didn't work. Let's see why. Bold, font bold. So we have pepperoni pizza. Now underneath I want to have description, full description. So let's do description like this, description. I think it's a little bit too long, too wide, sorry. So let's do here on this white box, let's do max width of medium. So we have something like this. The image here should be centered. So let me see how we can center it. Here we have this image, and I think it's display block. So we can do something like this. We can do class name and MX auto. So now it's centered. Let me put some of those attributes into a separate line so it will be easier to read this image thing. Let's see. Yeah, I think this works nice. The description should also be centered. So let's do text center on the description, or yeah, this will work. And it should be more grayish. So let's do text gray 600 or maybe 500. Let's make the text smaller. Yeah, something like this. And we want to have some spacing. So let's do here margin bottom of 4. Yes, something, maybe that's too much. Let's do just 2. And now let's see, under I need to have sizes here, right? So maybe here as well, let's do put margin bottom of 2. Now for the sizes, I need to first check if we have something like sizes. So let's do, if we have sizes where length is bigger than 0, then let's do parentheses. Let's put a div, just a div like this, and it will say here h3 pick your size. Let's see, pick your size, and for this div I want this to be background gray 300 with some rounded medium corners and padding of at least 2. Yeah, maybe a little bit lighter. So let's do background gray 200. And now let's see. Pick your size. What do we want to have here? Well, here I want to have sizes listed. So let's do something like this. For each size, so let's do sizes map for each size. I want to have parentheses here, and let's put a div, or maybe instead of div, let's put a label. And inside each label, we have input of type radio. And now let's see, we will need to have size name and size price, right? So let's see. So we have small 0, medium 12, medium 2, and large 4. Instead of having this size like small 0, I want to have the final price, like the pizza price plus the price of the sizing. So I'm going to do base price plus this, and here I'm going to put $sign. So we have small 12, medium 14, and so on. Now for this label, let's put this block. So we have like this, and let's maybe add some padding of 1 on the top and the bottom. So we have something like this. Maybe we could also do some borders or something like this. So let's do border, and I'm going to actually remove this gray color here, and we don't need the rounded corners. So now I have something like this. I can select all of those because they don't have any name. Let's put name here. And for this import radio, the name will be size. So now I can toggle between those. Let me see. What else do we want to have? Let's add more padding here. Maybe 2 on all sides. And let's add rounded corners of medium on those labels. And let's also add margin bottom of 1 at least between those. And maybe we can add some kind of like gray color. Instead of block, let's do flex, and let's add items center, and let's add a gap. So we'll have some spacing between the input here and the labels. I think this looks good enough. Maybe we can increase the gap, and yeah, I think this looks good. Maybe we can make the padding even bigger, like 4, I don't know. I think it looks fine. Now for the pick your size, I'm going to center this as well. So let's do text center, and let's do more grayish. So let's do text gray of 500. Pick your size. Yeah, maybe a little bit darker. Let's do 300. No, another way around, 700. Pick your size, and this looks fine. Now we want to have also some kind of checkboxes for extras. So here after sizes, let's check if we have any extra ingredient prices. If the length is bigger than 0, then let's do end parentheses, and let's put almost the same thing. So let's do div. Let's add, here we had this padding of 2. I think we can change it to padding on the top and the bottom of 2. So let's do the same thing, and maybe I can just copy this and put this here. Instead of looping through sizes, I will have extra ingredient prices, and for each let's call this extra thing. I will have something like this, extra cheese, but the price will not include base price. So we have extra cheese 1, extra pepperoni 2. And those will be checkboxes. So let's do checkboxes, and the name will be the name of the extra thing, because we can select several. So the extra thing name, right? So we can select either both or 0, nothing, or one of those. Doesn't matter. Here we can select only one. All right, so now let's see. We will need to have a state, and we will need to have button on the bottom. So let me first put the button. So let's put button of type button, and well, let's see. If we have a button here, we need to have add to cart, and here we have something like selected price. So this price here will be dynamic depending what you select here. Maybe here for $1 we will do plus. So let's see, plus $1 and so on. Yeah. And now for this button, we will add a class name called primary. So we will have some red color here going on. Yeah, add to here. Now one problem I think we will have is if we have too much inside the pop-up, we cannot scroll it. Let's see where I have this paragraph here. If I put like much more text like this, I cannot scroll inside here, inside this white box. So let me see. Here we have this white box, and let's do max height of screen. And now can I scroll? No. Let's add overflow scroll. Now let's see, now I can scroll inside. I would like to have some spacing from the top. So let's do here on the white box margin Y of 8. Let's see, this didn't help. Let's see, why max height of screen? I think it's because we have max height of screen. Let's try to fix it. Well, first I'm going to remove this max height screen. Let's see. Okay, but now it's in the middle and I cannot scroll it. Maybe here instead of fixed inset 0, I'm going to change this to top 0 and left 0. Let's see now. Yeah, I need to add right 0. Now let's see, I can scroll the screen behind, but not the pop-up here. So I think to fix it, we can do something like this. We will have a separate div here for the content of this white box. So here I will put this image and everything, even the button. Let's cut this and let's put this inside this div. And this div will have those scrolling classes. So let's do overflow scroll. Let's put this here. And well, actually, maybe it's not needed. Let's have it here. And here I'm going also to add max height of, I will add it separately here as style, because I'm going to calculate it. Style max height of, and here let's do calc 100 view height minus, and let's do maybe, I don't know, 40 pixels, something like this. I'm going to put this and this into separate lines, and now we have something like this. So it works. We need to do minus maybe 80, so we have some spacing from the bottom, maybe even more. Let's do 100. Yeah, 100 is too much for this one, I think, because it removed a little bit of this black thing. Let's change here back to inset of 0, and I think this looks good enough. Let's change this overflow scroll to overflow Y to scroll, so it's scrolling only on the from the top to the bottom. Now we have this padding of 4. Let's change it to padding of 2, and let's add another padding of 2 here, so we have some spacing from this scrolling line. All right, now I think I can remove this text. We have too much of the text, so let's get rid of this. Yeah, and let me put this description here and this paragraph here. And yeah, now this looks fine. So this works. We can scroll both here and here. Now, we need to have state for those menu items, extras, sizes, and so on. So let's fix it. Let's put a state here called selected size, and set selected size equals use state, and default will be null. All right, and now let's see. When I select one of those, let's see. Here we have labels for extra ingredients. Here we have labels for sizes. So here I will do something like this. On click, I will do arrow function, and I will do set selected size, and here I'm going to put let's see, I'm going to put size. Can we have size ID or something like this? Or we can put just everything that is inside size. Yeah, let's just put all of the information about the size into our selected size. We need to also check if it's checked, and it's checked when selected size name is the same as the current size that is here inside the loop. So let's put the name here. Right, so now let's open this one. Oops, something wrong. Reading name from the selected size. Let's add a question mark here because this selected size can be null. Let's open pepperoni pizza and let's see. We have small, medium, large. That's cool. Now let's fix state for those checkboxes. So let's see, label. Here we have input type checkbox. Let's add on click. And we are going to need here, let's see, we will need a state for this, right? So let's see, const. Here we will have plural, selected extras, and set selected extras. Use state default will be empty array. Right, and this will be a little bit more complicated, or will it be? I think it will, so I will do a separate function for this. When you click one of those. So I will do function handle extra thing click, and now I will do here just event, and I'm going to do console log on the event, and I think that will be it for this. Here I'm going just to use this function handle extra thing click. Yeah, so now let's see, I'm going to open my console. Let's see, pepperoni, and if I scroll and add extra cheese, we have event, and what I want to do is go to target, and we have this checked true, and this is what I'm interested in. So I can check if we want to remove or we want to add it. So let's do const checked equals event target checked, and then we can do something like this. If checked, then we know we want to add it. So if checked, we want to add it. So let's do set selected extras, and let's say that the second param here will be the extra thing, right? If we want to add it, then we will do grab the previous previous the value. We are going to put all of the previous, and we are going to add this extra thing here. If it's not checked, it means it's unchecked and we want to remove it. So let's do set selected extras, and we want to remove it. So let's see, we'll grab the previous state, and from the previous state we want to remove it. So let's do previous, and let's do filter, and we want to filter where the extra name is different than our extra thing name. Then we know it will be removed. So let's do return here, and this should work, but we need to pass this extra thing. So let's see here. First we will do to arrow function, we pass event, and we pass our extra thing here from the loop. So now let's see if I will select. Can I select unselect? Yes. And this kind of works. Maybe here above it shouldn't say pick your size for the extra things. Let's change this to any extras, and here I want to also do JSON stringify extras, selected extras. So now let's see, nothing. If I select this one, we have one, now we have two, we have extra pepperoni and extra cheese, as you can see. Let's unselect one, now we have only extra cheese. Yeah, so it works. Let's remove this JSON, and now we want to have this selected price, right? So let's calculate this on the here before the return. Selected price, and selected price, let's change this to a let for now. On the beginning it will be base price, but then we will do something like this. For each of the selected, if we have selected size, let's do if we have selected price, sorry, not selected price, selected size, then we need to add selected size to our selected price, right? So let's do selected price plus equals selected size price, right? Then if we have selected extras so let's check that the length is bigger than 0. Then we want to do something like this for each of the extra thing. So for each extra thing inside, for each const extra of selected extras, we want to add it to the price. So let's do selected price plus equals extra price. All right. So now let's see if this one will be correct. So let's put this one here. And now let's see. I'm going to close this one. So now it's 12, nothing is selected. If I select small, we have 12, medium 14, large 16. Okay, let's select 14. And now let's see, extra cheese, it should be 15. Yes, now if I select this one, 17. Let's unselect this one, should be 16. Yeah, unselect this one, 14, 15, 17, 16. Yeah, I think it works. 15, 17, $90. Yeah, let's only add this dollar sign here, so we'll have $19. All right, so this works for the calculating prices here. Now, if we have sizes, the first size should be selected as default, right? So let me see. We have this selected size. It's null by default. But let's add that, maybe I will put this maybe into separate lines first. And now, instead of this being null, by default, it will take the first size if there are any sizes. If sizes length is, or we can just pick the first size here, size 0, price. But just in case, I'm going to add question marks if in case any of those is empty. Otherwise, null. So now if I open pepperoni, the first should be selected, but it's not. It's because we shouldn't pick price here, and we should put the whole object. Now, as you can see, the first one is selected, small. And then have picked this one, 14, 16. So that is nice. Another thing that would be cool to have here is to have button sticky to the bottom. So let's do here, let's see, here we have this button. Let's do sticky, yes, and let's do bottom of 2. And now let's see, as you can see, it's sticky. It's above this extra pepperoni, so that is nice. Let's refresh and let's see, add to cart. If I add this console here, as you can see, now it's sticky to the bottom, add to cart 12. So that is nice. All right, so I can do $13. Yeah, this works. One small problem here is that I cannot close this thing. So let's fix it now. Well, I want to click outside, like on this gray thing. So here on this div, I want to add on click, and I want to add, if you click on this gray thing, I want to do set show pop-up to false. So now if I click here, it closes, but the problem is that, let me open, even if I click here, the event from the, for example, image is propagated down here. So to fix it, I will go to this div, and that is a child, and I will do on click. So if this one is clicked, I'm going to grab the event, and I will just do event stop propagation. So now if I click here inside on the white box, it doesn't propagate this event down to this black shadow, right? Backdrop, sorry. But if I click here, everything is closed then. All right, so this looks fine. Maybe we can even add a close button on the very bottom. So let's see here under this one, let's put a button that will say cancel, and it will only do on click. And let's do set show pop-up to false, and let's put this into separate line. Cancel will go here. Now let's see. You can scroll to the cancel. Yeah, fine. Let's add some class names. Let's add margin top of 2. So we'll have some spacing. Yeah, so we can close it even from the pop-up. Works nice. We have this add to cart, but as you can see, add to cart with selected price, it doesn't do anything. So we need to add on click for this one. And we have this handle extra, well, where is it? Handle add to cart button click. And well, let's see, maybe we can do the same function here inside this button here. So let's do handle add to cart button click. But well, let's see, here we are checking. We need to first check if we have an open pop-up. So if show pop-up, then let's stop this here, return nothing. Then we know we need to run for this configuration. So let's do add to cart, but with this menu item. But we also want to put, let's see, we want to put the size information here. So let's do selected size and selected extras. All right. And we also want to do this added to cart. After we add it, let's also do set show pop-up to false so we can close it. So now I can do medium pizza, extra pepperoni, add to cart, and it's closed, and we show this here. But we have some repetitions here, and we need to fix also that after we add to cart, we need to reset those two. So let's do set selected size to the default, or null, or default, doesn't really matter. We don't need to reset it yet. It's not necessary, but let's make this thing simple. So first, this line here, I want to put it as a constant. This says if we don't have any options and we don't have extra ingredients, then we just add to cart. Let's put this as has options equals this, and let's put has options. Let's put plural here. If we has well, has options should be if this is bigger than 0 or this is bigger than 0, and this should be another way around now. So let's put this thing, and this let's put this thing here. And now we have this show pop-up here, and let's put else here, and let's put those two things here, and we don't need this to have this return anymore. So now here we are adding to cart. Here we are also adding to cart, and the only difference is that when we have this show pop-up, we also add those two. So let me see. Let's first put those outside of this else if for now, and let's put those here inside where we add to cart. But as you remember, this is for where we have a pop-up, and this is where when we don't have a pop-up. This and this is the same, so I can put this as one. And now we can always do set show pop-up to false. It doesn't need to be even open, so let's put this here. Now, if we have a pop-up, we want to do this. If we don't have a pop-up, we want to do this. So let's do something like this. If show pop-up, then we want to add like this. Else, we want to add like this. All right. And we don't need to have this if else from here. And now let's see. Let's make it even simpler. We have this if has options, then show pop-up, and then nothing else. So we can do something like this. If has options, then show pop-up, and let's stop here. So let's do return. So now we don't need to have this if else, and we can just fix the indentation here. All right, so now let's see. If we have a pop-up, then we add it like this. Otherwise, we add it like this. I think it will just work if we just put this, well, or actually, I don't know, selected size will be null and selected extras will be empty array. I think this will work even for stuff that don't have any extra sizes. So let's put it like this. We don't need those spaces. spacings here, and this should work. So now let me try to add a regular pizza. Yes, it looks like it works. Pepperoni. Let's see, we have 9 items inside cart. Let's add pepperoni with extra cheese. Okay, looks like it doesn't work. And let's see, if it has options, then we show pop-up and nothing else. Okay, so it stops here. That's why it doesn't go further. If has options and pop-up is not open. Not open. How we can do not open? Show pop-up. Okay, so now let's see if I click. Yeah, then it works. We have 10 items here. Right, so now let's see. I think we can go to our cart. That doesn't work yet, but this will be the next thing that we are going to fix. One small thing is that for the pepperoni, we have add to cart 12. Maybe if we have, if you want, you can do something like this. For the menu items that have some extra options, we can add like from this price. So let me show you. Menu item tile. Let's go here. We have add to card, but we can do something like this. If we have sizes, do we have sizes here? No, but we can grab them. If we have sizes, and let's also grab, let's put this like this, and let's put sizes and extra, let's see, how is it called? Extra ingredient prices. Extra ingredient prices. And now here, if we have sizes length of bigger than 0, let's add a question mark just in case, or extra ingredient prices length is bigger than 0. And let's put this into parentheses, one of those. Now let's do end parentheses. So if we have something like this, we can put a text called from, and maybe let's put span first, and let's do from dollars and base price. Otherwise, we can do the same with exclamation mark, or we can do here colon, and here instead of those we will do this, and here I will do span and regular add to cart. So let's put like this. And now for this, for the regular, we have add to cart 11, and this one we have from $12. We can also change this to back to add to cart, and here we can do parentheses from $11 like this. Yeah, doesn't really matter. It works. I'm showing just that you can have different buttons depending if there is a pop-up or not for this specific thing, menu item. Now we have this cart on the top. Let's fix it on the header. We have this cart. I would like to have an icon for this. So let's go to hero icons. Let's search for cart, and well, I don't know which one you prefer, but I think I will take this shopping cart. So let's go to icons, let's do new file, and let's do cart.js. Maybe not cart, let's call it shopping cart. Let's do rename, and let's do shopping cart.js. Here export default function shopping cart, and let's do return, and let's do paste everything. Now for this I want to have this as a property, class name, and let's put this here, class name, and the default will be this. Now let's put our icon here. So link go here. Instead of this cart, I'm going to have my shopping cart icon, and the rest, let's put the rest into a span like this. Now let's see how it looks like. Yeah, but I want this to be this thing to be here, maybe on the top right corner of this shopping cart. So for this link, I'm going to add a class name relative, and for the span, I'm going to add a class name absolute. All right, now I don't need to have those parentheses anymore. And now let's see, I will do top 0 here, right 0. Yeah, and now let's put this here, I want background to be primary, yes, text to be white, text to be small, and the padding of 1, and rounded corners, rounded fold, yes, leading of let's see, 3, so it will be smaller. And now let's pull it up, so let's do minus top of 3, maybe 2, and minus right of 2. Yeah, so we have something like this, and this should work now. Maybe more padding on the sides. Let's see, padding on the top and the bottom will be 1, padding on the sides will be 2. Yeah, maybe we can pull it right even more, so let's do right minus 4 or 3, 4, and let's do even smaller text XS, yes, and well, padding on the sides, let's put it back to 1, so let's do 10, and yeah, this will work for now. Now the next thing is that we'll fix our cart, and so we can also do, so we can place an order, right? And so we can first also manage our cart, we can remove pizzas and so on. All right, so now to fix our cart page, the first thing we are going to need is to create a cart directory inside our app directory. So let's do here new and directory, and let's do cart, and inside we need to do page.js, so let's do page.js, and let's do export default function cart page, and now let's do here return, and I'm going to put a section here called let's do class name here, class name, and let's do margin top of 8, and let's put cart here as a text. All right, so here is our shopping cart page, and I think that we can do something like this. On the left side, I'm going to have like all of the products, and on the right side, we will have like a checkout box. So let's see. Here inside, I'm going to first put an H1, and I'll put here shopping cart, or maybe just checkout, and then I will have a div, yes, and here inside I will have a left side and a right side. Let's do right here, and for this one I'm going to put here grid columns 2, so we'll have left and right side. All right, so now I'm going also to add some gap of at least 4 here, and now let me see. Now for the left side we will have products, so here I can do like products, but the thing is that I will list the products from the shopping cart, right? But first let's fix this checkout title here. So here I want to put text, and or actually we can do use a component called think something with header, section headers, and main header will be cart and no subheader. So now we have something like this, but I want this one to be in the middle. So I'm going to put a div with class name text center here, and I will put this thing here inside. All right, so for this one, I'm going to add a little bit of margin top as well. And now I think it looks fine. Now let's go to the products, and I think that just for the products, we will just grab the products from the cart context, right? So let's do const, and let's see how it was called. Cart context is here. So I think it was called cart products. So let's grab cart products from use context from React, yes, and here let's put our cart context, and everything is imported, and this looks fine. So now we can list our products. First, let's do maybe something like this. If there are no products, so cart length is 0, And then let's do, sorry, not cart products length is 0. Then let's do a div saying no products in your shopping cart. Right, but if we have products, so if we have cart products length that is bigger than 0, let's do and then let's map through them. So let's do cart products and let's do map, and for each product we will do parentheses here, and let's put a div with product name. And now let's see, we cannot use this inside server components, context inside server components, so we need to put use client here on the top. And now we have everything that we have inside our shopping cart. So we have like 10 lines here. What I need to do is that for some of those we'll have an additional size like small, medium, large and extras. So and I want to also display an image. So let's do this. First let's do an image. So I'm going to put a separate div with an image here, image, and the source of this will be product image, and here nothing for now. And let's see, we need to pass width and height. So let's do width of 240 and height will be 240 as well. Now let's see, yeah, now we have images. Now for this div here that is parent of the image, let's make it that this will be max width of, or maybe let's just do width of 64, something like this. Let's see if this worked. Let's do inspect here, and I think it works, but we need to, let's make it smaller. Let's do maybe 12. Let's see, yeah, now images are super small. Let's do width of 24. Yeah, now I want the text to be on the left side. Instead, I would like the text to be on the right side. So let's put this text thing on the another div that will be our right side. And here on this parent, I'm going to put flex. Yeah, so now we have something like this, and we have flex, but I will also add something maybe like a gap. Let's do a gap of 4 between the image and the texts. Yes, so we have something like this. Now let's do also margin bottom of at least 4, so we have more spacing between rows. And now maybe I will add a small border on the bottom. Let's see. Yes, so we have a border like this. Let's even add some padding. So let's do maybe padding on the top and the bottom of 4. And now let's also add the items center, so everything will be like centered here. And yeah, I think this looks nice. But now what I would like to add is maybe we can decrease the spacing a little bit. So let's do here 2, and margin bottom let's change to 2. Yeah, and here we have title, but I want to have extra stuff underneath here. So if it's in case it's size or something, I want to also have it. So let's add here break line, or maybe not break line. Let's put this product name into an h3. So let's put this here, and here I'm going to put a div for the size, but only if we have any size. So let's do product size, and let's do end. I don't know if it was size or if it was selected size. Let's see, app context, and when we add the product, let's see, add product, we add size. Yeah, so we have it as size, and we have extras inside this product here. So let's do, if we have size, then let's do this div. And let's do something like this, size colon, and let's put a span with the actual size. So let's do size, whoops, not like this, product size. And now let's see, looks like it didn't work. I think it's because we need to put size, size name. And now let's see, here we have pepperoni, size medium. So this is nice. And now let's do something like this. If product has extras and the length of those is bigger than 0, then let's do and parenthesis. Let's put a div with something like this. Let's put extras colon, and let's put a span, and inside the span we are going to grab and pull all of the extras, or maybe not inside the span. We are going to put this as like this. Let's put this into separate divs. So let's do like this, and let's do product extras, and let's map through them. And for each extra thing, I'm going to put a div with extra name, and I want to do plus dollars, and or I don't know if we want to, maybe just how much is it in dollars. So let's do extra price. Yeah, so now let's see. For example, here we have extra cheese for $1, and here we have extra cheese for $1 and extra pepperoni for $2. Now it would be nice to style it a little better and to have also a button to remove a product. So for the names, I think the names look okay. Let's fix the sizing thing. So here we have sizing thing. Let's put this like this. And now for the size, I want the text to be small and to be more grayish. So let's do gray 500. And now let's see. Now we have something like this, size medium. And now for the extras, I think that maybe we can get rid of the text extras, and we can just keep those lines here. So let's get rid of this text extras. And now let's see, we have extra cheese for $1 and extra pepperoni. For those texts, maybe we can also make, let's see, on this div, let's do text small, and let's do text gray 500. So now it looks like this, and I think it looks fine, but we want to make this size thing different from the extras. So or we could also put medium in on the beginning of the menu item, but let's keep it for now here, size medium. And now I want this to be different, so I think I will put this as black color for now. Let's remove this text gray 500 from this, and now we have something like this. Maybe we can do text gray like 700. Let's see. Yeah, and the title, I want the title to be bold or semi-bold. Let's do class name, font semi-bold. And let's see, now we have something like this. I think it looks fine. Maybe we can do the size even darker. So I'm going to remove this. Yeah, and then we have something like this. Now we need to have total price for each item. So here like $12, and here with those extras it will be $15. So let's put here we have the right side div, here is the left side div for the image, here is the right side div for all those texts. Let's put another one inside this flex parent with the price, and the price will be, I don't know, let's put like $12 here just for now, as you can see here. And now for those $12, let's make them also bigger. So let's do text large, and let's do text or semi-bold, font semi-bold. Now let's see, yeah, something like this. And on the most right side, I want to have a button to remove an item, something like this. So now it looks like this, and to fix it so everything will be in line, I'm going to put grow on the second div here with all of those texts. So on this, let's put class name of grow, so it will push the rest to the right. Right, so this looks fine, except that for the remove I want to have a trash icon. So let's put this here, trash, let's import, and now let's see. and I think it looks fine, except I want to decrease padding. So let's do padding of 2, and now it looks like this, and I think this is fine. Maybe we can increase the gaps a little bit more, especially here. But we can also do like margin left if we want. So on this div, let's add margin left of 2, so we will have more spacing here, and I think it looks fine. Now let's fix those $12. It should be total price. So how can we calculate the total price? And to do this, we need to take product base price, and then if we have a sizing price, we also need to add it. And then if we have extras, we also need to add them. So how can we do this? We would be nice to have a function for this. Let's put this function inside app context, and here we have cart context. Let's also put export function called cart product price, so we can calculate it. And here we are going to pass cart product, and to calculate this we will do something like this. Let price, for the beginning it will be cart product base price, and then we will do something like this. If we have a cart product size, then we are all going to add this to our price. So the cart product size price, and then if we have extras, so let's do cart product extras, and then let's do and length is bigger than 0. Then we will do something like this for each extra. Let's do cart product extras for each const extra thing of those. Let's do something like this. For each extra, we want to add it to the price. Let's do price extra dot price. And now we just need to do return price, and this function should work. So now let's go here to our cart page. And here I'm going to use this function. So cart product price, and here we just put our cart product, so product. All right, so we have 17 here for those extras and size medium. Let's put also a $sign here on the beginning, and it looks fine. Now it would be nice to fix this button that removes from cart. So let's put this button to be type of button first, and on click. And on click we have this function inside our cart context, and the function is called remove cart product. And as you can see, the param is index to remove. So we need to know the index. The index, we can grab it from our loop. Here's our loop. We are using map. And as you can see, here we have our product, but we can also grab index from here. And let's use this index. So let's go here on click. Let's do arrow function, and let's do, we need this function remove from cart. I think it was called remove from cart. Let's see, remove cart product. Let's grab remove cart product. Yes, and let's now use this function, remove cart product, and now we need this index here. Right, so now if I click remove from this one, it will be removed. And now let's see, veggie pizza, and the next is sausage pizza. If I remove veggie pizza, it's not here, and even if I refresh, it's the sausage pizza that comes first. All right, now let me see, we have this remove cart product here. Let me go inside this function, and let's see, yeah, we are updating local storage. Another thing would be nice is to have this success toast thing. So let me add this here. Let's do toast. import from React Hot Toast. That's success. And let's put here product removed. Yeah, so if I now remove the sausage pizza, product removed. Okay, it hit twice, so something is wrong here. Maybe I can put it here outside of this set cart products. Let's see. If I want to remove pasta Alfredo, yeah, now we have it only once. Yeah, this looks fine. We have 2 chicken pizzas, so let's remove one, and let's remove this veggie pizza, and let's remove one of pepperonis, and let's remove this one. So now we have only 2 pizzas here. Right, so now we see what is the total here. It should be this plus this, so now we can maybe fix the right side of the of this checkout page. But before we will do this, maybe it would be nice to have a total here on the bottom. So let's see, let's go to our cart page and let's see. Here we are looping through all of those products, and now let's see what's this div about. Yeah, it needs to be inside this div. So here we will have a div for total, and let's put total, and now let's put total price for everything. So how can we calculate total price? We just take all of the products. So let's do cart products. We map through them, and for each product we want to grab the price. So let's do cart product price for this product, and we want to know the total. So let's do math sum. I think it was sum. Let's see, sum. I don't know if there's such function or if we need to do something else. Let's do math sum JS. No, there's no such function. So we need to add it manually, or we can loop through them. I will remove it from here for now, and I will calculate the total here. So let's do let total equals 0. And now let's do something like this. For each cart, or for each product in cart products, I'm going to do update total, and I'm going to add our product total price. So let's do let's use this function cart product price for this product, and now we have our total here. Let's see here, total. Let's put total. And let's put $sign here like this. And now let's see, do we have a total? Not a number, so something is wrong here. Let's see, cart product price for each product inside this cart products, and we add it to total, but it looks like it doesn't work. Let's refresh. No, it doesn't work, but cart product price seems to work because we are using it here for those prices. Something is wrong, but let's see, console log. I want to do console log on the cart product price for each product, and now let's see, inspect console, and it's undefined for each one. So something is wrong with this function, or something is wrong with this loop here. Let's also check console log on the P, and wow, it looks like 0101. Okay, it shouldn't be in, because with in we get only keys. I want to have off, and now it should work. So let me see the total now. The total is $29, correct. Now I want to have a lot of padding. So let's do padding on the top and the bottom of 4, and padding, let's see now. Yeah, now I want this to be aligned to the right. So let's do text right. Let's see, now I want to have spacing, so I want to pull it more to the left. So let me see, I'm going to add the padding right of 8, and now let's see, yeah, almost there. Let's do maybe padding right 24, too much. Let's do like something like 16. Yeah, that's much better. Now this 29 should be much bigger. So instead of putting this like this, I'm going to put a span, and for this span I'm going to add the class names like text large and semi bold. Now let's see, total 29. Let's add a no breaking space here so we can have some spacing here. Maybe we can add instead a padding left of 2. And here for this total, let's see how it looks like now. Yeah, maybe for the total I will put subtotal for now, subtotal, I will call it subtotal, and I will make it grayish. So let's put span with class names, and that class name here will be text gray 500, and let's put subtotal here inside. Let's also put this here and this here so it will be easier to read, and I think it looks fine. Maybe it would be better to have this title more here to the left side. I don't know. We have it here for now. Maybe another thing would be to have on the left side here a title saying something like your products in your shopping cart, or menu items in your shopping cart, or something like this. But first let's fix the right side here, where we will have some kind of checkout. So let's see, here we have a div for the right side. What I want to do here is I will add a gray background of let's say 200. Yes, and I will put a checkout here. Let's put this as an H2 checkout. And here I'm going to make it whiter, like 100. Let's add a padding of 4. Let's add the rounded of large, so rounded corners. On the bottom we will have, of course, and the whole thing will be a form, of course. And on the bottom we'll have button of type submit, and it will say pay, and then the total like this for now. And in between we want to have some labels with text here and inputs for the address. So I want to have a label, yeah, like address, and then an input for input type text for example here street address and the country and so on. Yeah, something like this. But I want to also have like phone number and so on, and everything that we basically have here. So we have phone, street address, postal code, and city and country. So basically I would like to just take this part and put it as a separate component. So let's do this. Let's go to components, and let's see. Layout, I think it's inside the layout. We have this user form, and let's see, here we have a lot of inputs. Here we have phone, street address, postal code, city, and so on, and the country. So let's use it. Let's start here from the phone, and the city, country, here ends our input for the country. Let's cut it from here, and let's put it as a separate component inside layout. Why not? Let's put it as address inputs.js. And here let's do export default function address inputs, and let's do return. And we have many elements here, so I'm going to put a React fragment. Let's paste everything, and as you can see we don't have this state things, and we will need this. So let's do maybe something like this. We are going to grab two properties. The first will be address, that will have all of these fields, and the second will be set address props. Set address prop, and here we will have address props, all of the props. And now let's do something like this. Let's grab everything. So phone, street address, and let's see, postal code and the city and the country from address props like this. And now, as you can see, we have those setters for our state. Instead of those, we are going to use this set address prop. So let's do something like this. For each input that we have something like this, I'm going to change, I'm going to change this function. So I selected everywhere to set address prop. And the first will be, the first param here will be a string saying what is the property. So here we will have a phone. Here we will have something called the street address. Here we will have postal code, and then city, and then country here. Okay, so we have this set address prop function that we are going to call here. Now let's go back to our profile so we can fix it inside user form. And here let's do something like this. And let's do address inputs and address props. Here we need to put everything, object of everything that we have related to the address, right? So we need to have like street address, postal code, city, country, and so on. So let's put it. Let's put the street address, and we need also phone, street address, postal code, city, and what else? City, postal code, country, and let's see, do we have something else? Street address, postal code, city, country. City, country, postal code, street address. I think that's it. And now another thing that we will need, I can put it maybe as one line like this. Another thing we will need is this set address property. So as you remember, it's a function. So let's put this as an arrow function for now, where the first is the name of the property, prop name, like phone or something. And the second part is value. Let's put value like this. And now basically here is that I need to have a function that will first check if this is like a phone, then we will do set phone and so on. And but to make it a little bit simpler, I'm going to put everything, or maybe not everything. Let's create this as a function. So let's put a function here, function called handle address change. And the first will be property name, or property name, and then the value. And property name will be like a city, postal code, country, and so on. And we can basically do something like this. If the property name is city, we will do set city with the new value. And we need to do the same thing. So let's do something like this. Same thing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So let's see. First we will have phone. So let's do phone. Then we will have street address. And then we will have here we have city postal code. Here we will have set postal code. Oops. And then we will have a city, and then here we will have country and set country. Let's see, phone. Here we will have set phone, set phone, street address, set street address, postal code, set postal code, city, set city. Okay, it looks fine. Now let's use this function down here. So let's just put it like this, and this should do this. Let's see if I can edit. Let's put test address 1, 2, 3. If I hit save, saving, profile saved. If I refresh, it's still saved. Now let's go back to our checkout and let's use this address inputs. Let's put this into our cart page, and here instead of this one, let's put address inputs, and let's see, we need to pass here our address props. For now, I'm going to put an empty object. And now, as you can see, we have those inputs here. We don't have state for our address. So let's go to the top. and let's define it. We can define everything from one by one, like street address and so on. But I think it would be maybe easier to have this as one state. So let's do something like this. Address and set address equals use state, and default will be an empty object. All right, so let's put this here as address. And now, as you remember, we need to have handle changes inside those inputs using set address prop. And to handle this, as you remember, we will have the prop name, the address prop name, and then the new value here. And with this, we are going to do set address, and basically we are grabbing the previous address state, and we are going to use it. Maybe let's put this as a separate function called handle address change, and let's put this on the top. Function handle address change, and we will grab here property name as param and value. Right, so with those property name and value, all we want to do is we want to do set address, and we want to grab the previous value of the address. So let's do previous address, and we want to do something like this. We want to grab the previous, so let's do return copy of previous address, except that this property name should have this new value, and this should work. We can even simplify this. Let's see if it works, if we can update. Yeah, I think it works. Now we can simplify this. We can put this, remove the return, and we can put this like this. Let's see. No, and this will not work. We actually will need return or extra parenthesis here. Right, so we have something like this, and now let's see, we can do checkout, and it seems that those inputs are fine. All right, nothing is saved here, but that's okay. Now another thing is that if you are logged in, I would like to fill this form for you, and we should get rid of this extra address here. So let's see, address label, let's remove it. And now let's see, we have something called use profile, and we can grab the data like this, data from use profile. Let's rename it to profile data, and let's do a console log to see if we have address there inside. So let's do like this, and the data is not defined, yeah, because it was renamed to profile data. Now let's see. Let's do inspect and the console. Yes, it's an object, and let's see. And we have city, country, and everything here. So so this looks nice. Let's see, we can use the data from here to put everything inside our address. So let's do this. Let's do something like this, use effect. Let's put empty arrow function for now. For dependencies, we are going to use profile data, and we are going to do something like this. If we have inside profile data city, then we are going to do set address for our form, and here for the set address, we can just grab everything from the profile data and we can put it here. But the problem is that here we have even like name, image, and so on. And the thing is that we want to only grab stuff from the address. So let's grab those stuff here. So let's grab phone, street address, city, and the postal code, and what else? Postal code, city, country from profile data. And then let's put all of those into a separate constant. So let's do const address from profile equals, and we can just copy this and we can put this like this. We can maybe put this as an like this into several lines to make it easier to read. I don't know if it makes any difference to your reading experience, but here you go. And here we are going to put address from profile, and this way when I refresh, it fills the information from my profile page. So if I go to my profile and I change this address here to like 321, test address 321, and I hit save, I go to my profile here. Here we have test address, street address, test address 321 as I saved before. So that is nice. So we have our cart here. Maybe it would be nice to have more gap here between those two things. So let me see, gap of 4, let's do gap of 8. Yeah, and I think this looks much nicer. Maybe even the spacing here. So let's do margin top of 8. Yeah, so we have something like this. And I think this looks good enough. Maybe this subtotal can be a little bit higher. Let's see. We have subtotal. Let's see. Subtotal, we have it here. Let's change this one to 2, so it would be closer. Let's see, subtotal here. Yeah, if I remove like padding Y, let's see. Yeah, I don't know why it still has those this spacing. I think it's from margin. So yeah, that's okay. We don't need those margins, I think. So let's see. Here we have a margin bottom of 2. Let's remove it. Yeah, and now we have something like this. Let's go back to subtotal. I want to add a little bit of padding Y. Let's do 2, because now we don't have those margins. And for those spacings, I think we can increase them. So let's see, let's do 4 and let's see. Yeah, now we have more spacing. I think it looks nice. Right, so our card looks fine. Let's see if everything still works. If we can add, let's see, I'm going to remove classic chicken. Let's refresh. And now let's go to the menu. And let's add classic chicken. It says added to cart, and we have this classic chicken. One more thing I would like to add for our cart and menu experience is there's a package called I think it was React Flying item, and basically what it does is that when you click on something, it will send like half visible image to the cart, and it looks really nice. So I'm going to add it. There's something called, we have component menu item tile or menu item, where we have our button, right? Button that does this add to cart. So let's see. What I want to do is that when you add to cart, it will do the same kind of thing. So if you click on this add to cart, it will send this image to the cart. If you have like pepperoni pizza, it opens a pop-up, and then you have add to cart with all of those stuffs. So I think we'll need to have different functionality for those buttons first. Let me see. We have this add to cart, and it's this one add to cart, and we know that this one add to cart should send the image like this to the shopping cart only if we don't have this from blah blah blah. So let me see, add to cart, selected price, and here we have menu item tile. Let's see, here we have add to cart base price, and here we have add to cart from base price. Here we are checking if we have extras or sizings. Let's put this as a separate constant here. Const has sizes or extras equals, and I'm going to put this here like this, and now I can use it instead of this. Has extras, has sizes or extras, then we are showing from this price, as we are doing for pepperoni, because we have sizes here, small, medium, large, and extras here. But for the classic chicken, we don't have any extras or anything. I can show you in menu items. For example, for pepperoni, I added the sizes here and extra stuff. But for example, for, I don't know, veggie pizza, I don't have any sizes or ingredients. That's why when we go to the menu, veggie pizza is add to cart $11 always, and pepperoni pizza is add to cart from $12 because it has extra sizes or extra. It has sizes or extras. But now we have this button here. And what we can do is that we can do something like this. First, I'm going to put only this button, add to cart, as a separate component. So in our components, we have menu. I'm going to add a button in new file here called add to cart button.js. And let's see what we will need here. Let's go back to our menu item or menu item tile, and our button is information, has sizes or extras, and the base price, and have this functionality add to cart. So let me copy this and let's go to our new add to cart button. Let's create a component, export default function add to cart button, and let's do return here, return. Let's put the button, and we will need to have has sizes or extras as a property. I'm going to put this here as into separate lines, and has sizes or extras, and we will need to have some kind of like on click instead of this on add to cart. So let's put on click here. And now let's put here, let's also grab base price, and I think that's it. Now let's go to menu item tile. We can remove this one, and we can just do add to cart button, and we can just put has sizes or extra to has sizes or extras. And we also need to add our on click, and for on click it was, I think, our add to cart function. Yes, and then we also need to have let's see what's else, base price. So let's do base price, it's base price, and that's it. Now thanks to this, if we have this button separately, it's always this button, it's not the button that shows here, because we don't have this from blah blah blah. It's always the button that is inside this tile. Thanks to this, we can know that if we have this from blah blah blah, then we cannot do this flying image. If you click this one, let's see, pepperoni pizza, it doesn't add to the cart, it shows pop-up. So we add to cart only if we don't have this from thing. So here we don't have from thing. So we need to check if has sizes or extras. And if we don't have sizes or extras, I want to implement this, and I can show you how it works here. As you can see, it sends an image, and we are going to send an image to our cart. So here we have button type button, then we have on click and extra classes and so on. What I want to do is here first, if we don't have sizes or extras, then I'm going to do return, and I'm going to use this thing flying button. So let's import this one. I don't know if we installed this one, but let's install it. Let's do yarn add and let's install this one. And now let's see, now let's import this one. So let's go up here. Let's import, and now we can use it. So we just put it like this, flying button. Here we need to have image source. So let's put this fly like this for now. And let's see, here we have fly, fly, fly. Here we have add to cart from $12 because this one opens a pop-up. We need to have image here, right? So let's also grab it as a property, and let's put this one here, image. let's go back to item tile and let's pass our image here as well. Image. I think we have this inside property. Yeah, let's go back to add to cart button. And now let's see what happens if I click on fly. As you can see, we have flying pizzas. They fly to the wrong place, but we can add some extra properties here called target top and target left. So let's do target top equals, let's do like 5%. And now let's also add target left, and here I'm going to do like 95%. So now if I do classic chicken, it flies to the shopping cart, so that is nice. Those buttons look really bad. Let's see if we can add some class names here. So I'm going to put those the same class names here. So let's put like this, and as you can see, those class names do not work. Let's see, let's get inside. Let's see if there's a property called, no, this code is not readable. Let's see in the documentation, class names. No, there's no information about this. But we can style it differently. We can do something like this. We can put a div here above saying, let's have a class name that will be flying button parent, something like this. And let's put our flying button inside. We don't need those class names. And now we will go to our globals CSS, and we will do something like this: flying button parent and flying button parent, and the button that is inside will have those styles that we are going to apply here, and those will be the same that we have for this submit button. So let's see. Yeah, so now it looks much better. We will need some extra classes that we have here: margin top, background primary, and so on. Maybe we can add some of them here like this, and rounded full. We need to add rounded full on our global CSS. Let's put it like this, and I think it looks much better now. So let's see, let's change this fly to the text that should be there. So the text that should be there is this one. So let's put this one here. Yeah, so now it's correct. But now we don't need this one, because if it doesn't has extra sizes, it's handled here. So this will never run. So actually I can just put it like this, and here I'm going to add, and if it has extra sizes, then we do add to cart from. But if we go here, it always has extra sizes, because if it doesn't, we do return here and the code stops. So I don't need to have this and this. So let's put like this, and now let's see. This looks fine. Let's save it, and now let's see. So if I will add classic chicken, it sends classic chicken pizza to the cart. It doesn't update this number, and let's see why. We have this on click here, but we don't have flying button on click. Let's see if I add this on click here. Let's see. I will refresh, add to cart. No, still nothing. Let's see how they are doing this. They have flying button. Let's search for click. No, nothing here. Maybe we can do something like this. Div. Let's put just a div with on click of this on click from the params. And yes, and now let's put add to cart inside. And let's see if this will do the trick. Yeah, now it adds to the cart. And it even shows this added to cart. I don't know if we need this. If you want, you can go to app context and add to cart, and you can remove this. Let's see where it is. Add to cart. Here we have for removed product, and here we don't have for the add to cart. I think it's inside. Let's see, where is it? Add to cart? No, it's not there anymore. All right, but added to cart. Yeah, let's search for this. Added to cart inside menu item. Okay, so let's remove it. Let's refresh and let's see. Now we just have flying pizzas and flying desserts. Yeah, so that is nice. You can have added to cart confirmation if you want, or you can just have just flying pizza. Another thing we could actually change here is that here we can have options like I think position, and we can do top right. Let's see. And now if we add something, add to cart, and yeah, so if you want, this looks also nice. Yeah, it depends on you. So I'm going to remove this toast thing, and I will have only flying pizzas and flying images, sorry. Right, so now we have flying pizzas, but if we have like pepperoni that has extra stuff, we need to also fix that when we click this one, it will have flying pizza. So let's go to menu item, and here we have this pop-up thing. And here we have a separate button and that does those that adds to cart. So let's replace this button with or let's put this button into our flying button. I think it was called flying button. So let's put this button inside our flying button. Now let's see if I want to add pepperoni pizza. It looks like this. If I click, nothing happens. We get an error. Let's see what's the error about. I cannot report purchases of no reading style. Okay, so we need to, I guess it's because flying button is empty. Let's do target top of 5% and target left of 95%, and the source, I think it's for the image. So let's put image here, and let's put those into separate lines. Yeah, and now let's see again. If I do pepperoni, add to cart, still an error. Let's see why. Read the properties of no reading style. Okay, so something is wrong here with our flying button. Let's see what will, if it will work if I will have this flying button like this, and we'll say test. Let's open pepperoni pizza and let's hit test. Okay, so as you can see, test works. So the only thing here is that we will need to have instead of a button, we will have a div with our on click that we have here and all of those classes. So let's put those classes and on click here, and this text, let's put this inside this div. So we don't need this button here anymore, and we have this add to cart, and it doesn't work. I think it doesn't work. Let's see. Style. I think it doesn't work because it hides the pop-up before the image, the sending of the image is complete. So when we do this, I don't want to hide the pop-up inside this function after directly. I want to wait like 1 second. So here we are hiding the pop-up. I want to wait 1 second. Let's set timeout. First we have callback. So let's put this into callback, and here we have delay. So let's put 1 second. Now let's see if this will help. Let's refresh, and I want to grab pepperoni, add to cart, and as you can see, it works. It adds to cart with this animation, and it closes the pop-up, or it did once. Let's see once again. Add to cart, and we still see the pop-up. Maybe we can do something like this. I will add async here, and instead of set timeout, I'm going to do a delay first. So let's do a wait, and let's do something like this. Set await new promise with a resolve function, and we'll set timeout with resolve function after 1 second, and then here we will have set show pop-up to false. Now let's see, I will refresh and let's do pepperoni pizza, add to cart, and it works fine. We can decrease this to maybe like 600 milliseconds. Let's see here, add to cart. Yeah, it works nicely. It doesn't hide the pop-up. Let's see why. Add to cart, and I still see the pop-up. Let's see why. Here we have some warnings and so on. Nothing about the pop-up. Let's see, await new promise, resolve. Let's do here console log, and let's do hiding pop-up. And now let's see, inspect console. Let's add the pepperoni, and I don't see this hiding pop-up. Let's see why. Looks like it stopped somewhere here. It needs to be here. So let's do also here console log if it has options. And now let's see, if I refresh, let's add the pepperoni. It says add options true, but it hides the pop-up and it shows some errors, but I think that's because we need to have like full second here. Let's do refresh and let's test again. Add to cart and nothing more. We have only add to cart. So let's see. I will do console log, add to cart, and now let's see. Add to cart true, hiding pop-up. Let's try again. We get animation, but now no console logs. Now it worked. Let's do again. I will clear here, add to cart. Okay, it worked. Let's do once again. Let's clear everything, add to cart. Okay, so it worked. Let's do once again on our pepperoni pizza. Let's see, add to cart, true, hiding pop-up. Okay, so it seems like it works. And we have a lot of pepperoni pizzas, so I'm going to remove some of them. So let me remove all of those, and I will have only one with some extras. So this works, and now we are done with our flying pizzas, flying images. And yeah, I think it looks fine. Now we have even classic chicken pizza, yes. And now let's only test the last one, our pepperoni pizza. That will be medium with extra cheese. Let's add it to cart, and looks like it works. Pepperoni pizza, medium with extra cheese. Okay, let's add also maybe a large pepperoni pizza with all of the extras. Extras for $19. And now let's see here. Yeah, it worked. Let's remove some of them. So we are done with our cart. We have some pop-ups, we have some cool animations, we have subtotal here, and we have checkout with all of the information from the profile. If someone is not logged in, so if you are a guest, so for example, I can log out, I need to fill it manually. I'm not logged in anymore, but I still see my pizzas here and I can do the checkout, but I need to fill everything manually. The next step will be actually, so we can do a checkout with Stripe. And so later we can also see our orders inside our profile. So if you are logged in, you can go to orders and you should see your own orders. Or if you are an admin, as I am, you should see all of the orders. So that is the next step that we need to fix. So that will be it for this video. I'm going to put a part 2 in the description if you want to fix the rest of stuff here, fix some warnings and deploy it on Vercel. So check out the description. Otherwise, we have a fully working site here. As you can see, we have a cool looking start page with some hero section here, bestsellers listed from the database, about us and contact. We have nice looking menu page where we have some cool pop-ups. We can pick some sizes if we want. We have some extras that we can add for menu items. We have categories, menu items, and everything looks really nice. For the login, we have a working login for both credentials, email and password, and we can also log in with Google, and that's the preferred way for me to log in. And for the profile, as you can see, we have a lot of stuff here going on. We can edit, remove, and so on with categories and even menu items. So this looks really nice. Everything seems to be working. We can upload, change images, add extras here, and we can even edit users, make them admins or not, and we can even see here all of the orders. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something useful, and if you did, please click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.